Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the Currie Cup, the first round of the games that we are going to be covering. That was a terrible intro. We will improve as we go through, but some of these South African names I have to get used to saying once again. We did most of the Currie Cup last year. This one, we are here for a new year. This is round 2 at the moment, and we just saw a massive win for the Pumas in the end, which was kind of emphatic fashion over the line. So we will have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. And this one, we had a few technical difficulties. Wouldn't be a rugby live stream without it, of course, but I hope you guys are all doing well. At the moment, the max temperature is going to be 20 degrees, possible thunderstorms, unfortunately, at Kings Park in South Africa, but we will have to wait and see exactly how this match does end up going. But we will show you guys the starting lineups for both of these sides. As you can see there, that is the lineup of the Sharks. We'll quickly remove my cap from the top corner. That was, of course, from the last live stream. There we go. But you can see some very good names throughout these options, and I feel like that is going to be something that we'll have to watch out for, is that Sharks attack, because they are going to be lethal with AA. I'm incredibly disappointed in the Lions. What a bad game of rugby. Honestly, way too many mistakes from the Lions. Luckily, I only put $1 on them as well, and we're beating India in the first ODI. I did see that South Africa doing very nicely. Hey, Hamish, it's Achilles here. My old account lost the new one as well. And there says Cage, so welcome into the live stream. Do you want me to call you Achilles, or would you prefer Cage? Do let me know. And hello, Hamish, bro, says Vishal. Hope you're doing well, mate. We are here for the Currie Cup. We covered a lot of the Currie Cup last year. This is a new year, new competition, but still the same sides, still some familiar faces, although we are missing quite a few players due to the fact that the URC, it is going to be just around the corner, and that is where a lot of these players are going to be ending up for the near future. But still, Marius Low in the midfield alongside Werner Koch. That's going to be a good combo for these men to keep on going forward. Looking through at the now Sharks lineup, at the GRIQUAS, they've got some very good players, including Ashton Davids, who will be slotting in at number 15. He's a dangerous man when he's got ball in hand, and also just that kicking game might be quite dynamic. You say my ass by telling me to only spend $1, as well, says Hayden. That's what I do. I do try and save you guys a lot of money, that is for sure, because that's the thing. I believe in my original prediction, I said that the Pumas would win that one. I said that it was going to be the Sharks, the Bulls, and the Pumas. And then in the end, I mean, I didn't guess that it would be 50 points to 9, though. That is for sure. That is certainly more than a lot of people would have been anticipating for that matchup. But we will also go like this, and we will show you guys the benches that both of these sides have decided to go with. They've got some good players on these two benches for the NATAL Sharks and also for the GRIQUAS in the second round of the Currie Cup. Looking through specifically, Nahamba, he's going to be an important one. Also, Murray Costa. So it's the replacement backs for the Sharks that I think are going to be one of the keys for them throughout this one. But I hope you guys are all doing well. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have got the next match that we are going to be covering on the channel for the Currie Cup in just a moment. That is going to be the Bulls taking on the Western Province. Now, some of these South African names hopefully will start rolling off the tongue quite nicely, because I know that some of them are a little bit rough for my pronunciations at times. But, you know, we've got our fingers crossed. We've got our toes crossed. We've got everything crossed that we can. Now, hopefully the names will be rolling off the tongue. But looking through that backline, like I mentioned, Marius Low, Werner Koch, Yapinke out on the wing, and also Anthony Volmink will be another player to watch out for in this game. And also Ryan Stenkamp, he's a beast for the GRIQUAS, and he is going to be a dangerous individual going forward into this matchup. Currently, I'd say that the GRIQUAS are probably a side that I don't know that much information about from my past experiences. I did get to watch quite a few good performances from them in last year's Currie Cup, though. One notable one, I believe, was actually up against the Sharks. And then once South Africa, this competition held on, Hamish, bro, it is indeed. So they are all taking place in South Africa, hence why it is 4:45 a.m. here in New Zealand. And it is going to be still the only second game of the Currie Cup that we are going to be covering of the day. We have got the Cage as in Hawkage, as well, a Naruto series as well, like you pronounce it as KJ. As though in there, I'll change it back to Achilles later. So would you prefer KJ or would you prefer Achilles? Out of those two, I assume if you're changing it back to Achilles, you probably like Achilles a little bit better, maybe. Who knows? We have to wait and see. And who's expecting to win this game as well, says Jack. I would say that the Sharks are supposed to win this game, but the GRIQUAS are certainly a team that can cause an upset. We saw it last year. We may see it again here, but they are going to be kicking off from left to right here. Currie Cup action once again. Should be a very exciting contest as the Western Province game played at Loftus. It is not. It is going to be instead, it's a tough name to say, but it is the Western Province's home ground, which I can't think of the name of, unfortunately. But I know it's a tough one to say. It's going to be kicked off, and now we are underway for this first match for these two sides of round 2. And it is going to be an exciting one, like I mentioned, because these two sides, they love playing fast-paced rugby. That ball was out And it is going to be now the lineup. We have got, I prefer Achilles as well. Was my favorite warrior as well. And there says Achilles. We'll call you Achilles there, but Cameron Wright, I would have find the touchline with that one. There's some big boys in this four pack for the Sharks. Quincy Mona, I'm looking at Grobbler as well, just to name a couple. Van Heerden and also Thimbalani Boli. He has been phenomenal in the last little while, so hopefully he will have the same effect in this matchup as well. But currently 30 seconds into this one, the GRIQUAS just getting that throw a little bit wrong, and it's bouncing back onto the side of the Sharks. And now the big number 11, or actually probably the small number 11, I should call him, as off for Edouard Keita, trying to cut their way up the middle of the field here. The Sharks just inside of territory. And it's going to be kicked down the field once again, going for a little dink over the top just outside of the 22. Now taken back and kicked down. It's going to be rolling along the ground there. And I believe that would have been Stephen Nkura was having the kick at that one. Kicking it high now for the Sharks, trying to line it up. It's well taken by Davids now. Running sideways, stepping almost through. Currently, it is going to be in the hands of the GRIQUAS, and they need to hang on to this one as much as possible. I will name their squad at 4, as also says Greg Galway, so that is going to be all. So they named their squad at 4, which I believe must be 13 minutes time, Greg. I assume. I know that in New Zealand we are normally at a random hour for the Irish, but hopefully it will be a very good side for the Six Nations. We've already seen Wales, we've seen England, we've seen Scotland, I want to say, as well, Italy. Who else have I missed? There's another team, I think, that have announced their side. And also, this is the first time I've seen a female ref in a South African Currie Cup match. And the Lions game as well, says, and I believe they've had a couple in last year's competition, if I'm not wrong. At least on the touchline, but maybe even as the full-time referee. And I hope the GRIQUAS take the victory as well. And also, how much this game was predicted. Also, the viewers right now for enjoyment. As I says for Michelle, now it's going to be a good break for Anthony Volming. Ball on the inside goes straight into the hands of the GRIQUAS, though, stealing it back. And that's going to be the penalty in favour of the GRIQUAS for a deliberate knockdown by the looks of it. It was a good steal in the end by, I believe it would have been Christopher Hollis was able to get that one for the GRIQUAS side. And am I saying the GRIQUAS right now? Because I know that I was getting them wrong last year. How's it sounding at the moment? Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen. Is it GRIQUAS? Hopefully. Hopefully it's not too far away. A deliberate knockdown, almost fended back into the field of play by Yapinke. As well, I feel like Amish support GRIQUAS of the South African teams, or maybe the Sharks or Lions, as well, says Achilles. I don't think I've really got a favourite South African team at the moment. I just love watching them all play. They always have that fast-paced, physical game of rugby that we've kind of come to expect from the Carling Currie Cup and also from the URC sides, who are hopefully going to get some home games sooner rather than later, but it is very tough to tell just because of how it is sitting at the moment. Grobbler going up wasn't quite able to turn that one over. He's just sitting there going, I'm not touching the ball. So it is still on the side of the GRIQUAS, but now they've got the advantage 45 metres out using this back line. Nicely bounced past it. David's past him. Yapinke not able to take it either. And now, that's a big shot from Werner Koch. But this is going back for the penalty. A halftime score will be 11-7 for the Sharks. As well as says Michelle. Probably not a bad prediction there. To be fair, I would think. So that would be one try apiece and then also a couple penalties going in favour of the Sharks. But currently landing on the other side. So I believe that was up against Grobbler, and they will be taking on the 3 points here for the GRIQUAS early on. So that will be Zander du Plessis will be getting the kicking opportunity. But South Africa at the moment in the cricket, they look like they're going all right. Up against India, maybe will be able to go on and get themselves a win, but just closing the gap, unfortunately, for Grobbler, just falls to the wrong side. And because of it, it does end up giving away the penalty. It's probably not so much as his fault. He just got dropped in the wrong place, unfortunately for him. But now the GRIQUAS once again going to be ready to go. Zander du Plessis. First kick of the match for this man, and he is a talented kicker. As well, the GRIQUAS are going to be sitting 31-25 over the Sharks. As well, that's a good strike of the ball. It's away to the left, though. Or, in fact, away to the right when he's looking at it the way that he would be, and that is going to be put down for the 22 dropout. They also have a penalty timer. Is that new Amish? I've never seen it before. As well, says Aiden, I believe normally maybe they're just trying to enforce it a little bit more, because I know that it's kind of that 60-second timer is normally how long you are allowed. It was a very low-driven drop kick there from the 22, but now du Plessis trying to attack the line once again. I'm looking at that number 2 jersey for the Natal Sharks, and normally it doesn't feel right unless it's Kieran van Vieren who has got it on, but at the moment it's Juste, sorry. He's got that one taking a little pick and go Around the side of the breakdown for the Griquas, Nkura once again passes it back, giving it to the big forwards. And it was Eddie Davids. That's going to be the penalty for the Sharks. Quincy Mona and also Krobala just high-fiving everyone at the moment, hyped up for that one. And currently doing very nicely for themselves indeed. But currently, I would say he's got the edge. I feel like South Africa, overall, they always produce some very big forwards. So it's whoever's going to be able to have the big impact of the bench as well. And also, Hamish, so nice doing Currie Cup rugby. Much appreciated. So I said, Kevin, no worries at all, mate. We have still got another match later on tonight, and that is going to be the game between the Western Province and the Stormers. No, that's a lie. They're the same team almost. Western Province, and also it will be the Bulls. And then we are going to be covering the URC this weekend alongside the Sevens with the Blitz box, looking like they are going to be very dominant in the next series as well. Definitely with New Zealand and also Samoa both pulling out at the last minute. I miss Mapimpi and Khaleesi. I believe both of them will be playing for the URC Sharks, though, in their upcoming match. And I believe they are going to be playing up against the Lions, I want to say. At the moment, Justa at the back trying to make his way forward. It's going to be an advantage for dragging that one down. Cameron right now fires it back. Marius Lowe. A step on the inside, not quite getting the offload right, and that is going to be the penalty now for the Sharks. Now, do they kick it for the corner here, or do you decide to go for maybe the 3 points? What are they looking at? It looks like they're going for the corner. And it seems like the Sharks, they want to be aggressive early on in this game, see whether or not they can wear down the Griquas defense, but currently 10 meters out from the line. Hopefully my scoreboard, yeah, it is still updating, which is quite rare, to be honest, that it is updating. It will probably end up saying a try before a try happens, and then from there, I'll probably have to make sure it kind of continuously ticks over just a little bit later. Bischoff at the moment is going on the field, or Boshoff, sorry, on the field for Duplessis. So that's actually a very early injury that they have ended up with for the Griquas. Once again, it is going to be the penalty advantage for the Sharks, sitting 5 meters out from the line now with the penalty advantage, or it might be a knock-on advantage, in fact. But nonetheless, they are still making their way for what we have got there. Good morning, Amish. Is trucking down under. Welcome in to the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. What time is it in your neck of the woods at the moment, mate? Is it just after or just before 12? Maybe. I tell you what, I suck at times. Like, no matter how much I try and study them, I always get one of them wrong. I can tell you what the time is in Romania. That is going to be the penalty there for the Sharks. 5 meters out. Cameron White takes the quick tap and now firing it out. Waya Pinker trying to go for the corner, driving up, but Furnicock is with him, and they are getting driven backwards. 5 meters out now. Cannel ruck from the Griquas. Knock on there, I thought, from the Sharks, but they are going to be continuing just for Niall. And Anthony Volumink making his way towards the line. 5 meters out now. Cameron Wright looking for the pass. It's a little knock on, and he drops it as well. 3 a.m., mate, as well. Ooh. Okay, so you are regions of Australia. So you're only the 2 hours behind rather than the 5 or the 2.5 that we've got for Adelaide and Western Australia. Noted. Hopefully I'll remember that one. As what time is the Sharks versus Lions game this weekend? So one moment, we will get that up for you as well. But pretty much the URC games, they overlap a little bit with the Sevens, but we are going to be doing the URC. That man is bleeding badly, and I think it is Anthony Voldmink who is lying flat on his back. Yes, it is. 18 Super Rugby appearances for the Lions, but now he is making his way into the Natal Sharks. So we will go schedule. Okay, so Saturday, it's going to be Sunday morning, 2 a.m., Lions versus Sharks, and then at 4:05 a.m., it is going to be the Bulls taking on the Stormers, as South Africa should win against Indian. As I said, Kevin, yeah, they're sitting pretty good in the ODI at the moment, getting themselves a big total. And speaking of big totals, how many of you guys watched the KFC Big Bash with the Melbourne Stars getting 273 and 20 overs, almost a new record around the world, just missing out a little bit. Anthony Volmink, what actually happens to him here? Does he get like a finger or something on the face? Maybe the boot? As I was Amish, how are you, mate? As well, here, all cool, no worries. As I said, PTV, doing very well, mate. Yeah, looking forward to more Currie Cup action, and also the Sevens this weekend with the Blitz box. They are going to be well and truly in the swing of things, and they should be right up there in terms of who is going to be able to take the Malaga Spain kind of side of it. And yeah, I'm going to be flat out for this weekend. But we've got the Sevens, we've got the Currie Cup. Or sorry, we don't have the Currie Cup. We've got the Champions Cup. We've got the URC. We've got the BBL finals. We've got maybe even West Indies versus England as another one, and maybe even a Japanese top league game thrown in there somewhere for good mix, or good measure, I guess, as well. But do let me know your score predictions for this game, ladies and gentlemen. At the moment, Quincy Mona is going to be up against Janu Bota. in the front row, and also Russian women to beat the Australian women's team as well, says Aidan. Big call there. But, of course, it will be a very exciting one. Type 5 weights. Geez, they've got some big boys in these packs. 871 kgs for one side up against 840, I believe it was. And also need some honey tea for that voice, mate. As yeah, it does appear every once in a while. I got my hydration, though, which is something we have changed recently just so that the voice does hang around. Are you going to do the Woman T20 game tomorrow? So I think I'll wait and see how it is going overall with my voice and if I feel like I need to rest it before we get through to the weekend, because also doing a recording earlier on today with George, Daniel, and Isaac probably ended up taking a little bit of the vocal cords away. It was a fun recording, though. We've got some good content that's coming out soon. You guys are going to be interested to see what the game is. It's not a sports game. It's not a normal game. It's a weird game. That's going to be the penalty, though, to the GRIQUAS now. Currently 9 minutes into this game, Quincy Mona up against Bota. Just didn't quite get that one right. And now because of it, Duplessis, we're kicking this one down towards the touchline. So we were still sitting 9 minutes in, and it is, that one hasn't found the touchline. Or has it? I don't think it did. Or did it? Yes, it did. But it is the Sharks ball for that one. And also, it's GTA. Or is it GTA? It is not GTA. It involves something similar to GTA in terms of the fact that there is some sort of deceasedness to the game, if that is a word. Sounds like a word, so we'll go with that. But currently now Justa. So I don't know. He's got that one wrong, and GRIQUAS able to steal it 40 meters out from their own line now. The Sharks, they will have to defend. Currently now just throwing the big men at the line now. I'm looking around and I'm looking for Stenkamp. He is an absolute beast of an individual. So is this man, Davids, who is trying to steam his way forward. Once again, big contact with Timbalani Boli. Able to make a great tackle there. Nkura offloading it now, using their backs a little bit more than number 22, which I mentioned has already made his way out onto the field. That is Boshoff. He's getting the opportunity. Currently Costa getting driven backwards. I believe it is Costa anyway. No, it's Yonka. Yonka, close name. That's going to be another penalty against these Sharks. Just not rolling away quick enough. There's Josta. He is going to be penalised. 10 minutes and a half into this one. Technical rolling away. That's what the penalty is for now. They did try and take the 3 points earlier on. Seems like they're going to do it again here. India currently sitting 214 for 8. For anyone who was wondering about that one, and it was Kuma just recently lost his wicket. And also, we've got the Amateur going to kill me. I put $110 paying $1.20 to win. Who was paying that, Hayden? Do let me know. And also, Amateur India 8 wickets down, 214 runs on the board. So they are indeed. But now it is going to be a big kick, 45 meters out. He is willing to take it on. And once again for the GRIQUAS, a fair play to Xander Duplessis. He's decided, you know what, missed the first one. Didn't strike it that nice on the balls as well. It's a risky one, that is for sure, for $1.20 as well. You never know what's going to be happening in these Currie Cup games. Currently, deep breaths from Xander Duplessis. That one's going out to that side as well. So he seems to be liking the right hand. And that one didn't actually have the distance either. So now Yapinke has got that one kicking it down. And that is going into touch as well. A decent clearance from the number 14 for the Sharks. Of course, normally they do have the options such as a Makazole Mapimpi, like we mentioned. Sometimes they even like to play with Verna Cockhouse on the wing. Apalele Fassi. Here's another one to watch out for in the probably Sharks game coming up that they have got very soon, because we have got the Sharks versus the Lions for the URC, and then also the other option is going to be the matchup that has taken place between the Stormers and the Bulls. I'm just curious, do you think some of the games are rigged? As well says Aiden, I wouldn't think so. I feel like you can't get away with rigging games. Definitely not in 2022, 2021, when there are so many eyes on these games and so many cameras. So I don't think that would be the case. And also we have got there, Isaac said we would like to see the game, mate. I can recommend, who has it at the moment? I know Supersport or DSTV, they have it there in South Africa. Also, New Zealand has it on Sky. Australia has it on KO, I want to say. But unfortunately, I don't believe there's any free options out there, sadly. But I do apologize for that in advance. I wish I could show the game, but yeah, pretty much YouTube just take you straight off. I've actually realized I've got a cricket field in my background, or a cricket stadium. I might have to change that a little bit, get a little bit more rugby-ish, a bit festive. There we go. We'll just put a random set of goalposts behind us. That's the wrong one. It's not on the green screen. One moment. We'll go virtual background. I got an owl with no legs. We'll go with the Aviva. Aviva's a nice stadium. There we go. Also, Sandsport Integrate Australia as well. Says, and they do actually have these games on stand. I know that they've got the Japanese top league as well. The GRIQUAS are £4 in England. Are they useless, or they sound like are they playing better? As I said, Jack, they're actually going very nicely, and at the moment they're rolling their way kind of close to the goal line. They're currently 10 meters out. It's going to be kicked downfield by, I believe it was the big lock, and it is going into touch. So now the GRIQUAS once again will have the line out throw, but they're working hard at the moment, thinking about taking it quickly. Nah, decided against it in the end, thought that it was a good idea at the time, and then went, you know what, maybe not so much. But that was Gourmeti. It was there. He's actually another young, that's the thing, South Africa have got so many young number 8s at the moment. Just thinking through a few of them, Pepsi Buthelezi, also Ifan Ruas, and now you've got this man who was just making his way onto the scene, Gourmeti, but they've also got about 3 others, and then the veterans do play number 8, such as for the GRIQUAS, you've got Stenkamp, who is a phenomenal player, breaking off the back now for this one. The GRIQUAS have got this one about 40 meters out from the line we have got there, and they have a huge, they have the UK League on Sad Sport as well. I didn't even know there was a UK League, or as in like the UK Rugby League, I assume that is, rather than, I was thinking UK League, and then I was like, is that just Gallagher Premiership? But then I realized that we were talking about League rather than Union, trying to quick step his way through. Grobbler sorting him out. He's almost taken both feet off the ground. He is indeed. He's lifted them right up. Has been called as a maul, and because of it, it is going to be the scrum feed for the Sharks. Extremely hard to get that ball out of there when you have been picked up off the ground. And also UK Rugby Union, as I also assume that is the Gallagher Premiership. And also, bro, your reply, or any reply to comment, please. Some time comments was written there as well. And this is Vishal. Is that the one about them being 8 down, Vishal, I assume? If I'm not wrong, because I did end up reading out that one and keeping people informed with that one as well. And also, we have got the highlight. Hello, Kiwi lads. Thanks that we can listen to the game from Vietnam as well. Says good. No worries, mate. And we are going to be doing the next game between the Western Province and also the Bulls as well, the Gallagher Premiership. I just came back to from school first time in 5 months. I took your advice. Says TC, good on you, mate. You got to go to school. You got to get that education. Because even if you don't feel like you'll need it for your job, it still gives you that, I guess you could say, just that kind of relationship with other people of your same age as well. You're going to get, I guess you get acquainted with a few people. You start to learn a few things as well, whether that is how to actually do something useful or whether it is just how to ride a skateboard down quite a steep ramp, because we did that at our high school. You used to just sit someone on a small skateboard and just send them down. But now it is going to be fired back, kicked in behind by the Sharks. It's going to be a decent chase. Oh, that is not a good take from that man. He's been under a huge amount of pressure. Great tackle from Marius Lohan on Kura. And now only 5 meters out. Can a ruck here from the Sharks, and it looks like it's going to be set up for them. Cameron Wright trying to get it. I think maybe the GRIQUAS player has got that one. As he no, it's bouncing back on the side of the Sharks. Very nicely done by the man. Now it is going to be Thimblani Borley around the side of the breakdown. It's a penalty, though, 5 meters out for the Sharks. And also we got the no cricket as well in the SECZ, although we have got ourselves the BBL coming up very soon. And they are going to be the finals matches, not tomorrow. Or I guess now that we're Thursday in New Zealand, it's Friday, then Saturday, then Sunday, then also Wednesday and Friday next week. Then alongside that, we've got the Sevens. We've got the Currie Cup game that has taken place a little bit later on. We've got the URC this weekend, the BBL, like I mentioned, and also some Champions Cup. Might even be on there. Tell you what, he made that look like very hard work there for Hudsonburg. Just couldn't quite gain any control over that one. In South Africa, you are currently sitting 6:04 p.m., so a decent time for that regard. And also, we have got there, Hamish, would you agree England are better at rugby than Australia? Because listening, so I won't tell him as well. He thinks Australia are better, even though we have won 8 in a row. He's mad as us, says Jack Lewis. I know he is very set in his ways, because I feel like it is extremely hard to convince him otherwise for what he thinks. I mean, I did a podcast with him for a while, and it is tricky at times, but he is back in his wallabies at the moment. It will be interesting. I know that South Africa are going to get to take on England, and also New Zealand get to take on England. That one's missed the conversion once again. 3 kicks so far at the post. None of them have been successful. What time does the 7 start tomorrow, Hamish, as well? And there says 8, and also we get their draw, please. So it says Lottie Smith. Wait, is that a draw for this one or a draw for who is going to be playing in upcoming games? Because they actually have both for this regard. One moment, we will go like this. So the next games that we have got coming up, they are going to be in 14 days' time. This is the next round of the Currie Cup that we are going to get to see. So you see the Sharks versus Western Province, the Bulls versus the Cheetahs, and then it is going to be the GRIQUAS taking on the Pumas. Then if you are talking about what we have seen so far in this Carling Currie Cup, we've got the Western Province taking on the Bulls a little bit later on tonight, and then these other round results from the first round that we did see. So the Bulls able to get the win, the Cheetahs able to beat the GRIQUAS, and then it was the Western Province in a high-scoring game up against the Lions. And just to add a little bit of insult to injury, the Lions ended up losing their game 9 points to 50 up against the Boomers a little bit earlier on in the night as well. So who's better, England or Australia, as us, says Jack? It depends. It depends on the day, I think. Depends on the conditions. Depends where they're playing. That's like a very good way of swerving around it, isn't it? And also, and another fact, if you go to school, you may ever get a lucky peck on the cheek as well. Says Daisy. There you go. Who knows? Maybe you are lucky enough in that regard. But 18 and a half minutes now. First match for the GRIQUAS and the Sharks. No one able to score any points as of yet. They're going to be going back up in the front row. Just because both sides getting a bit too keen to start pushing. I think it was Justa, and also it would be Landre van Rooyen was the man in number 2. As there a fence behind you, you're sitting on as well, mate. I sit on this fence so much that I get splinters. You know, I just never quite decided. So what time does the 7 start on Friday as well? So the first game, I think it is starting at around 9 p.m., but we won't be covering it up until, well, we'll see when our first game on Friday is going to be. So yeah, it starts at 9:22 or somewhere around there, maybe 9 o'clock. But the first game that we will be able to cover is England versus Fiji at 12:50 p.m. Sorry, 12:50 a.m. I should say, and a 0-all draw. As on there says Lottie, tell you what, the moment there's a chance, although that should be a nice easy kick for the Sharks if they decide to take it. It's going to be Cameron Wright just bouncing his way through, the halfback throwing himself at the line. They've got Nahumba off the bench, so he might as well give it his 110% for this moment. Now firing it back across Krobela, linking up with his other lock pairing in this one. It was actually Emil van Heerden. Still available 10 meters out now for the Sharks. Slowly creeping closer and closer to the line. I feel like this is close to another advantage, or is it going to be turned over? Oh, man, just dropped on his head. That's not ideal. Krobela now still going forward. Still available for them, throwing the big men at the line. Currently, Werner Koch, no, they're going back for it. And hello, lads. Bring on the South African rugby as well. And there's Sebastian. Welcome into the live stream. Hope you are doing well, mate. Hope you're enjoying the time at 6:08 p.m. as well. And also we've got there, I'll tell you what, I always suck at saying this man's name. Nachuku. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. As I should get a bot call up. So it says Katenda. And I do have a question. How many years are you giving it before Ethan Ruas gets a chance in the Springbok kick? Because I feel like we're getting relatively close after studying to death to be a lawyer. As yeah, it is tough work. And guys, we're watching 16 people with just 3 likes, most likely. Like this video, Amish bro. It's taking lots of effort for bus early morning in New Zealand. Please like this video. All I request you, as says Vishal. Yeah, if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We have got plenty more of the Carling Currie Cup coming up on the channel, including a little bit later on the Western Province. They are going to be taking on the Bulls and what should be a very exciting contest indeed. But currently 20 minutes into this one, this is a nice, easy 3. At least it should be anyway. We've seen 3 missed kicks so far. Surely this isn't another one. That one is over. And now the score, it is going to be heading up to 3-0 now in favor of the Sharks. To be honest, when you're not streaming, what do you prefer, watching rugby or cricket? So it says DZ, I think it depends on the season and also the mood that I'm in. If I want to watch something a lot more fast-paced, you go down the rugby route. If you want to watch something that is a little bit more, I guess, not really methodical, but just a little bit more of the, I guess, kind of drawn out. So if I've got like 4 hours that I got to edit something and I want to just have a little bit of time to be able to chill out, I'll probably stick on a game of cricket, something along those lines, and just watch it along in that regard. Whereas if I want something short and snappy, a 2-hour rugby game is just perfect for that as well. El Kura now passing it back across. Werner Koch with a good tackle on the number 12 for the GRIQUAS. Oh, that's not a good take, but it has gone backwards now. Grobler kicks it through, but it's gone straight into the hands. Oh, cross kick attempt. Yeah, it's going to be rolling into touch. So Stinkamp, as much as he'd like to think he's quick enough, he's not going to be able to get that one. Fun fact, all your popular vids of rugby is on this SDZ. I guess we have had quite a few big rugby videos in the past as well. We've only just been getting into our cricket very recently. And also there's basically second team for the Sharks have put hands up. Could join first team as well, says Kevin. Exactly right. And they've got their game coming up against the Lions. And also seeing like the Lions are playing on finishing last again, or planning on finishing last again. That was one of the most lopsided games that I've ever seen, alongside Leinster versus Montpellier as well. That's going to be now Stinkamp just jumping on that ball like a bulldog. There's going to be hanging on to it. Around the side there, there's going to be Thimbalani Bolly poaches that one from the side now using the back line. It is the big man in the number 8 jersey, accelerating forward nicely. And I believe that was Guamedi, but they're going back for a little knock on, a little bit of push and shove here between the two sides. Just a little bit of tensions out there for the second round of the Currie Cup. And also we have got there, okay. So it's Tutu Kumku Nu. Kunu. Sorry if I have pronounced that terribly as well. Ethan Ross is a great prospect as well. Vincent Chichuka as well. And yeah, he's doing very nicely for himself. Should get his home affairs sorted. Otherwise, if he goes to Harlequins, he'll get poached as well. And also we have got there, I could rugby tackle you as well. Says TZ, you probably could. And I wouldn't even be able to complain. Pretty much. Like, I feel like that's the thing. I'm not exactly a big guy. So anyone pretty much, even if it's a little dog, a chihuahua, is like, you know what, I'm going to tell you, it probably could. And I'd be okay with that. Not really. I feel like that would be a bit embarrassing getting tackled by a chihuahua just because there's not a lot of emphasis on the chihuahua. I guess, it's only about 2 kgs. But, I don't want to hurt its feelings. So you just go, right, you got me. That's a penalty to the GRIQUAS now. Second early engaged 2 is the comment, and that was from the number 2, which for this one is Daniel Justa, who has been penalised there, but illegal scrummaging is the call. There's been a lot of scrum penalties so far throughout this match early on for both sides. But now the GRIQUAS once again are going to be kicking this one for the touchline, and also know why would I tackle you, bestie, as well. And there's TZ, that is going to be taken nicely by Keita. Good pace shown, just flying up at the line, but tackled in the end. Boy, I believe it was Botho who had to make the tackle. Thimbalani Bolly, big man as well. He's probably an exciting prospect. I reckon you could tackle Isaac. The height advantage should help you as well. Although Isaac, he used to have a very good technique back when he played rugby like George. Well, that's another penalty to the GRIQUAS. What happened that time? Not releasing the Moya Pinke. Looks like he's got a little bit of pain on the face, not releasing the ball. And it was the big number 6 in this one, which is Neil Otto, was able to get the penalty. Yeah, Isaac, he's got a very good low tackling technique. So I feel like he would probably be able to tackle me pretty easy as well. I feel like I can almost tackle myself. Like literally if I bend my legs for a little bit too long, I will fall over anyway. I don't think Hamish could tackle anyone 6 foot plus. I don't think I could tackle anyone 5 foot plus. To be honest, that's why I'm a cricketer. Normally when I do end up doing me kind of out and abouting, which I am actually hoping to go to the cricket nets tomorrow, just in case I do get called into that cult side. Who knows, maybe I'll do some sort of match day vlog, how I actually play in the match. That will be a little bit of a weird concept. Probably see me just get a duck bowled by about a 7-year-old and be like, well, that was fun. And now on the 22, thrown into the back, little bit of a missed opportunity. There was a knock on. Did seem a little bit forward. I don't think Hamish could tackle anyone over 6 foot. Currently 22 metres out from the own line here for the Sharks. First yawn in the night, not too bad overall, but it was Alandre Avanuroyan who just didn't quite get that one right for the GRIQUAS. But anyone who is to be sure, leave a like on this live stream. We are going to be back for the Currie Cup. Also the URC this weekend, the Blitz Box in the 7s also going to be coming to you live on this channel. So if you are new, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Like I mentioned, we've got a lot of stuff coming up in the last little while. And we've been averaging more than 5 hours a day of live streams just in 2022. I have a body check background from ice hockey. Should be fine as well. Says Sebastian, so you probably know how to use your body weight in a way that is effective to be able to take someone down, even if they are a big boy. As what do you mean? 5 foots can't do nothing unless you're a girl. 5 foot is cute. As there says DZ. Hasn't quite gone dead. Oh, he's going to put it down, and that is going to be now the 22 dropout. In fact, it's going to be the goal line dropout due to the new rules that we have got. That came in actually last year, now that I think about it. So they've been around for a little while, but it is going to be the goal line dropout. Deciding against going for the drop kick there was Luther Obi. Hasn't really touched the ball too much. And Hamish, bro, this match was some defense mode. I feel right now last game was lots of score first half, says Vishal. And of course, that one was Leinster versus Montpellier. At this stage, we had seen 7 tries at this point in time. Do you still do the Rugby podcast with Blaze as well, says Jack? We haven't actually filmed it for a little while. I believe we were taking a little break from him, but I find it very hard to get in contact with him at the moment, so I'm not too sure what is happening with that podcast. I assume if he wants to start it back up, he will message me, but otherwise, I guess it is just a waiting game, but that's going to be a good run straight up the middle now. Man on the inside, Cameron Wright gets it, and that is now going to be the first try of the match here, and it was very nicely done as well. And also, Hamish, do you prefer women who are 5'5" or less, or girls 5'5" plus? So it says DZ. To be honest, I probably couldn't tell you what height at the moment. I've been single for a long time, so I probably don't really know too much about heights and whatnot. I know that I'm about 5'10". I know he's in Fiji at the moment, and the signal isn't great. Maybe that's why as well. Says Jack Lewis. Yeah, that could be possibly it. But that was a good try for Cameron Wright. Nicely done, and that is going to be, it's an important try for the Sharks at this point in time. Definitely 28 minutes in to this game. It's a good lead to have with the 8-0 over the Griquas. Currently, there's going to be Jordan Chait who's going to be kicking this one. Is he the man who was starting? Yeah, he is. Actually, now that I look at it, because I know that in the next game we've got Morne Stain and number 10 up against, who's the man for the Western Province, Tim Swill, which will be a good old battle between those two men. That will be starting in only 2 hours' time, or roughly an hour and 45. And also, shorter girls are more fertile as well. This is DZ, and I'm interested in doing a three-way podcast with you until I'm from England and watch all forms of rugby, so I can input my European input. It would be pretty cool to see how it does go. Because I know that we were talking about getting guests on at some stage in the near future. So, yeah, maybe we can see what we can do. I will put in a good word for you. But I guess at the end of the day, it will be down to him as well. Which, I don't know how it'll go. If you say you like England, then maybe it'll just be like, no, straight away. That's going to be kicked high. Grobbler trying to line it up. Oh, did that one go out on the full? No, it's just bounced in the field of play. And Keita now getting driven towards the side. He's got it free to Grobbler. Bouncing back on the side of the Griquas. And Borta has been able to take it. Quincy Morna wrestles him to the ground now. Stephen Nkura passes it back. Still going to be Zito going for it. Nkura once again passes it. Now Duplessis nailed in that tackle. And now Mario Slow trying to get his hands all over the ball. Not able to. Did he play the halfback? Not quite. Still going to be on the side. Still available for the Griquas, but they're having to work extremely hard to get this one. It's going to be the penalty now for flopping over the top. Nkura now with the step. Trying to go around the big man Grobbler. Still available for them 5 meters out. They decided to take the quick tap rather than going for the other option. I talked to him on all his streams, so he will know who I am as well. And then there's Jack Lewis, and also we've got there. That's why it's my wife. It's taller than 5'3". She can move herself as well. And there says DZ, cross kick opportunity. It's not taken cleanly, but he still gets it. And now they are going to be going back for another penalty, I believe it is. Yes, it is. 5 meters out, player. A little bit offside for the Sharks, and they are just jumping the gun a little bit here at the start of this match. It is offside, right. They're 5 meters out. What does Nkura decide to do here for a side? Do they go back to the mark? Do they take the 3, or do you decide to kick for the corner? Go for the scrum, perhaps. I believe they are taking on the 3 here. Another big yawn, but we are going to put the try scorers up there. There we go. And I feel like this is a good way of doing it, Sebastian, because it not just because I could have it down the bottom, but I feel like this is a nice little shout out to our moderator from Romania, and also the man who does make our little kind of not banners, what is it called? Little posters on the Discord as well. That's gone straight through the middle, and that is now going to make the score up to 3 points for the Griquas and 10 for the Sharks. Trains taking 5 meters out, or 5 meters out, 10-0 down. As I would under 6'9" rugby player scare you as well, says DZ. A 6-foot rugby player would scare me. I'm thinking of 6'9". Straight away, I'm thinking of someone like a Brody Retallick. I don't know how tall he is at the moment. Will Skelton. How big's Will Skelton? See, he's a big man. He would well and truly scare me. Skelton. He weighs a ton. Big Will Skelton. He's currently... Okay. We're going to search that one, which works out to... We're going to change it from centimeters into foot. So he's 6'6", Will Skelton, and he's a big man. You wouldn't want to run into him, that is for sure, unless you want all of your bones breaking. But now Keita going forward for the Sharks once again. They've had more of the possession in this first half and using the ball quite nicely when they do get the opportunity. Once again, just throwing the big men at the line. Guilherme trying to creep forward just a little bit more. Cameron right now rolling this ball back, and Courtney Laws is 6'10". I think I might be wrong as well. Is he 6'10"? He's got long arms, Courtney Laws. Courtney Laws, outdoors this man, 201. So he's actually only 6'5", I believe, compared to Will Skelton. But still very, I mean, that's the thing, saying only 6'5" is just not weird. As well, that's taller than a lock, mate. I'd get off the field. Thank you very much as well. This is Sebastian. I'm also 6'7", sorry. And there says Jack Lewis. It's going to be Stephen Nkura now. Kicking it high. Yeah, Benke takes that beautifully, running straight into a big man, which was the man in the number 5 jersey, Pretorius. Going back to Grobbler. He's had a lot of carries so far throughout this one. I'm scared of a 4-foot rugby player, even though 6-foot rugby players have big chests. So it says DZ there. Currently now Cameron Wright, it has been rolled back to him. He's going to be putting it up. So it's just a little bit of a kicking batter. Keita, did he used to play for the Sharks? Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen. Tackled in the air, and that is going to be the penalty against Guamedi. Oh, that's a cheap shot, and that's going to be a yellow card at least for that player when they do go back and check it. We have got there. Got to go 10. Are they going to be checking this one? I don't think they're going to. It was a bit of a cheap shot. And also 2 meters, and one is 6'7", Amish, not 6'5" as well. Says DZ. Oh, geez. So I guess my conversion got it completely wrong. Oh, that's not the best kick. But it is still going to be finding touch. But yeah, that original penalty. I swear I saw something in that breakdown that possibly should have been looked at one more time. They're not looking at it, though, so it is all good. No one saw it. All time's off. Okay, next one, free kick. By the sounds of it, so they're going to be... Okay, that's all right then. Going to be taken nicely now by the GRIQUAS. Trying to sneak their way forward. It was in the end. Zito was taking that one. It's gone down. I think Grobbler. Is he going to be penalised? No, he is all right. No, now it is an advantage against them. So they were close to not getting penalised for that one. Now passing it back out the back line. Not a good pass. Overrun it a little bit. They're going back for the advantage though. Currently 34 minutes into this first half. Indeed, 6'9" is NBA centre material, like LeBron James as well. Something sometimes in rugby, it's how big your bollocks is, not your height as well, says Jack Lewis. I feel like perfect example of that is probably someone like or who could we go? We could say a Damian McKenzie maybe you could go with. Also, I mean, Chisel and Colby out on the wing if we're talking South Africans. Norm Maxwell, we've actually had him on the channel before. Ex-All Black, who used to just throw his body around like it didn't mean anything to him. He was just an absolute beast on the field for the Crusaders. But Ojai Noah at the moment, 32 years of age, 110 kg, sorry. Oh, they just say he's an Australian / Samoan. Good to see a few of the Kiwis / everyone sneaking in. Hey, where is he? There he is. Olajuwon Noah. I was looking at Ola Noah. I didn't recognize the name, but Olajuwon Noah. Do know exactly who that man is, but now it is going to be the GRIQUAS once again trying to creep their way forward. Nice little back play there. Oh, he's thrown the intercept. Timbalani Boli not quite able to hang on to it though from Nkura. He will be disappointed with that one as well. Could have been a good opportunity for the big man to get running as well, and I think he's just talking to one of the GRIQUAS players. This game seems to be played, I guess, in good spirits at the moment. He knows that if he was away there, Timbalani Boli, it would have been a big problem for the fullback to try and make the tackle on him, that is for sure. Currently 35 and a half minutes into this one. The first half is almost already gone. Luckily, we still have another game in the near future. And also we've got there, I remember when Aaron Smith tackles Bongi Umbanambi to endorse Jack's theory. And there's also a clip. Who was it? I think it was when the Beast was running down the wing and the smallest man from either Italy or Namibia or someone like that, even though they were losing the game by absolutely hundreds, or not hundreds, but like 50, 60, 70 points or something along those lines. He still stood there and just got run over by the Beast, but he was willing to still put the body on the line. That one's going to be kicked into touch. It's almost taken back for that one, but currently 60. What am I on about? 60. What's 60? Probably 60% possession, I think was what I was going to say for the Sharks. I forgot what I was saying for a second there. It is currently 5:25 a.m. and also we've got the Pretoria, South Africa, as I says Lottie Smith. Currently, it is going to be 36 and a half minutes into this one. Once again, the GRIQUAS are going to get the line out throw. It is going to be and Landre Van Rooyen as well. I should probably plug in my iPad that has my lineups on it because it is about to go flat. That's a big old hit on the forward there, and I think it was actually David who got nailed. And that one moment, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the penalty to the GRIQUAS as well. Here we go. We've plugged that in. That should hopefully last for a little bit longer now. But Timbalani Boli getting that one slightly wrong. Now the GRIQUAS, do they take another three-pointer? Yes, they do. 40 meters out. And it seems like Duplessis is going to be backing his back, or backing his back, backing his foot to be able to put this one down the middle of the sticks. And they will only be about 4 points down going into the second half if that is the case. But it was a big hit on Davids. Then from there, Timbalani Boli just ended up, unfortunately, flopping over the top. Man, that they weren't able to play at the ball, the GRIQUAS. And it did lead to the penalty for them as well. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, after seeing this first half, or hearing about this first half of action, who do you think will have the edge in the second? Because they've got Nohamba off the bench, also a couple other very talented players for the Sharks. That one's got the distance, and that is now going to make it 6 for the GRIQUAS and then 10 for the Sharks here as well. So currently a very close game between these two sides. Don't think they're going to be spread by too much more. There may be about 10 points by the end of this game. We will have to wait and see, though. But the Sharks currently sitting 10 points. GRIQUAS currently sitting 6 with only 2 minutes left. And I pray Hamish gets a girlfriend. The experience is so fun, especially when you're in your teens and 20s. After that, it's meh, as says TC. I mean, I'm sure if you find the right person, it's not so meh in the later stages of your life. But currently, Nkura now a little bit of a counter-ruck there from Groveler. Not quite able to get it, though. Vernicock trying to charge it down. Do you guys know whether or not Vernicock did end up getting any of his kits back that were stolen from a storage unit? I think it was at the end of last year, somewhere around there for the URC. And also we've got there, sounds like Sharks have been second best as well. And then there's going to be another little knock on from the Sharks, just as we said that Nohamba, Hendrickson, and Grant Williams have all received call up from the box. Right, maybe the next guy, he could be right on the card. See, there's another man as well. Who am I thinking of? Oh, no, I think I was actually thinking of Grant Williams. I believe by meh, he means marriages, says Sebastian. I mean, marriage isn't all bad, depending on who it's with. Some last, some don't, I guess. But yeah, I mean, at the moment, the way that Wright is playing could certainly put his name up there. Definitely with, I haven't read completely about the new rule, but is it that they're not allowed few of the international players who are playing in overseas leagues to be able to play for the Springboks anymore? Something along those lines, I think I read. I will have to do a little bit more research. But the last time that I did actually watch a South African rugby game that wasn't the URC would have been that last game of the Rugby Championship. In fact, no, that's a lie, because we did see the last game between England and South Africa. That one. Time is off once again in the front row. Only 15 seconds left, and marriage ain't bad unless you're having, you like having many relationships. As I said, Steezy, wait. Marriage ain't bad unless you like having many relationships. Right, okay. And also Carl Peterson has said, Hamish, long time, buddy. How you been? I've been very well, thank you, Carl. And it is good to see you once again. Hope you had a good Christmas, Happy New Year as well for yourselves. We're 20 days into 2022. I don't know where it's gone, but it has certainly gone by very quick. But I hope you're keeping well. Hope you are enjoying the rugby that is coming just around the corner as well with Super Rugby and also the URC. We've got a couple of South African derbies that are taking place tomorrow, and the Blitz box for the sevens, or sorry, the next day after tomorrow, I should say. It's when those games are going to be taking place for the URC, but now passing the ball back once again. Also, welcome back, Carl. Hope you're well too, mate. And there says Sebastian, but now Nkura passes it back. It looks like they want to have one more last attack before giving up for this after GRIQUAS going into halftime, perhaps with a bit of a lead. Yeah, going around the side once again. And it is going to be a Rohan Stenkamp. Nkura passes back. Now it is Stenkamp, sorry, who has got that one. The two big props trying to protect this ball here for their side. Currently creeping closer and closer towards that 22 here for the GRIQUAS. If they can finish off this half with a very capable set play, perhaps they can get themselves a few more points on the board. That ball has been stripped, though. It was a little knock on, and they're going back for the penalty once again, meaning that you get married, you can't cheat on her the next day. As I said, DZ, I feel like that is pretty self-explanatory in that regard. Even when you're not married, it's probably not the best idea. To be fair, no overseas box available for the game versus England as it falls out of the test window. No Pollard, Willie, Nakanye, Reinach, de Klerk, Etzebeth, etc. Those are some big names. Those are some huge names, in fact. So it's just that game up against England that they aren't allowed the overseas box contender. Is that the case? Seems pretty rough because I know that we had it yesterday, or not yesterday, last year when it was Wales versus the All Blacks. It was actually kind of a similar situation, but it certainly affects the team. And yeah, it's flying, been taken care of, priorities. So I'm glad you're well, Hamish. Happy a prosperous New Year's to you and your family. Right back at you, Carl. And yeah, it is good to see you again. Which competition this year do you think you are looking forward to the most? Is it the Currie Cup now that it is back? That's going to be curling away. Has missed, and that is going to be halftime. Now the score will remain 10 points to the Sharks, 6 to the GRIQUAS. But yeah, is it the URC? Is it the Currie Cup? Is it Super Rugby? What else have we got? The Champions Cup going on at the moment. In fact, maybe the Champions Cup at the end of this year will have the South African sides. And it is just to add a little bit more of a spanner in the works. See whether or not those Southern Hemisphere boys can keep on going. Japanese top league, top 14, Gallagher Premiership. I think we should say happy 2023. This year it's flying as well. But no. But when someone is your wife, she expects you to be your kid's mother. But a girlfriend isn't always. So this is TZ. I guess that is a little bit correct. And they're talking about the Beijing Olympics. They're actually coming back in the 4th of February. So we might be covering a little bit of that on the channel as well. So South Africa, they beat India by 31 runs for anyone who is wondering about that result of the IDI for the cricket side of it. A very good performance from the South African side after a 2-1 defeat in the test matches. They're doing not too bad for themselves there, but just the one try, as we can see, Sebastian has put it down there, and it is Cameron Wright was able to score it. Now, the big question is who is going to be able to score the first try of the second half. I'm actually going to try and look it up. Love and Roses is on there, and also it's my first time watching this year. I'm heading to the Western Province versus Bulls game now. Have a great stream, says Carl, so hopefully you do enjoy that one, mate. It is awesome that they are allowed crowds back in South Africa for those ones. And yeah, hopefully it is going to be a pretty awesome game for you. Who are you going for in that game, Carl, if you're still here? Do let me know. We'll probably end up giving them a little bit of an extra cheer. I'll see whether or not we can see you in the crowd, perhaps. As well, but currently we will be waiting for the second half. Get back underway. Just a little bit more position in favor of the Sharks for that first half. I'm quickly going to go like this. And we're going to go like this as well. I'm just checking whether or not they have got the odds of these ones. There we go. Right. But first of all, we will have a look at the stats for this one as well. Oh, it's going to be saying, what's that hashtag? What's with that hashtag, mate? And so, yeah, don't know about that one. Western Province as well, says Carl, so he is open that they will be able to get themselves a win. Fair enough there. Natal Sharks actually having 57% of the position in that first half. I swear the Sharks had more of it, but maybe they were just kicking it back. As I told you, 2023, I do my exams, and that are going to mean my life, career, and job as well. I think so. I hope the 9 combo for the test as well as 9 de Klerk, 21 Reinach as well. He made a statement that he can perform as bench or start ahead of Herschel Youngkies. Yeah, Reinach is a beast. Like, that's the thing. They mentioned about it when he was playing in the British and Irish Lions store. Like, that man, his parents, I believe, if I'm not wrong, or at least his dad was an Olympic sprinter, and you can see in the way that that man runs that he has got plenty of potential. And I think it was actually in that game up against the Springboks versus Argentina that we really got to see him shine. When it's Western Province versus the Bulls, it is going to be taking place in 1 hour, 30 minutes time or somewhere around there, but we are going to be covering it on the channel. So I have to support my home team. Okay, have a great one, Hamish. Catch you again. Says Carl, so we will see you later on, mate, and hopefully you do enjoy the game as well. But currently we will go here and we will have a look at the Rugby Union. We'll see whether or not they do have, oh yeah, they do actually have the live odds for this one. So the GRIQUAS currently still paying $4.34 or 35. Sorry, that's probably decent at this point in time. Currently, the Western Province, they are actually the underdogs up against the Blue Bulls for their matchup, but we will have to wait and see, of course, how that one ends up going. Can the GRIQUAS win this game? That is a big question, because at the moment they are working extremely hard for themselves, but it is just that question of whether or not it is actually doable for them. But the Blue Bulls, they are favourites going into their next game, and they are actually going to be in this situation of you can actually pick a winning margin for the Bulls. It would be very tough to predict. Of course, total points in the game, nah. I feel like that's the thing. Odds are so hard to tell in that regard because you just never quite know what to expect from these sides as well. His father, Jaco Reinach, was a bot. He passed away in a car crash, unfortunately. When did that happen? Akutenda. So I feel like that might have been, was it relatively recently? Akutenda, do let me know. Because I know that they were mentioning him for the British and Irish Lions store, I think it was. and also another one kind of in recent history as well. At the moment, we will go like that, and we will go like that, right? I was just checking all of the odds in terms of what is going to be happening for this one. The GRIQUAS still very much so the underdogs, but it's going to be that sub off the bench. I think that's going to make the big difference. Yeah, for the Sharks, Jaco was a beast. I saw a compilation of him on YouTube as well. And then said Sebastian, but yeah, certainly got the power. Oh, hang on, I recognize a few of those boys. Ku and Bosch. Sia Khaleesi, Makazoli, Mapimpi, Lucanio Arm. All sitting on the sideline there watching their Sharks teammates getting themselves a few more try. If I earn more than 8, when I earn, if I earn more than 8, then I'm older. Or more than 8 when I'm older. It's in like 8 what? 8 what? That's a good question. 8 what? As well, but currently, this is going to be a very interesting second half, I would say. These two sides are going to be taking it to each other for another 40 minutes. The GRIQUAS, at the moment, they want to find a way of being able to get maybe a few more points on the board a little bit earlier on in the second half. They've missed a total of 3 kicks so far, which could have been 9 points, and they could have been sitting a lot higher, but it was a couple big old hits on the GRIQUAS in the 90s as well. Ayaka went to be with the father last year with Sean Winer. We have the Chiefs and Murray All Blacks who passed on as on there. So it was in the 90s. As well. Geez, that was quite a while ago for Kovis Rainak in that regard. But yeah, at the moment, he is certainly future quality for the Springboks halfback role. And hopefully he does end up really being able to go on and have a good old career for the Springboks. Because that's the thing. All you need is a couple good games and you can kind of confirm yourself in that side for a little while. That's why I feel like as soon as Dwayne Vermeulen retires, someone like an Ethan Ruas, a Pepsi Buthelezi, maybe you bring in one of the Dupre brothers, I believe, also plays number 8. If I'm not wrong, there's also another man who's right up there. Who's the other number 8 that they have got at the moment? Oh, tell you what, I haven't looked at the Springbok side for a little while. But currently, the possession stats is in favour of the GRIQUAS, who have set 55%. Tackles made 30 by the Sharks, 24 for the GRIQUAS. Okay, so Vermink is actually out for the Sharks, so that is a big hit. There's a massive Sharks mascot in the background waving to all of the crowd in attendance. I believe they're still only allowed about 2,000 in attendance, maybe even a little bit less than that at the moment. But it's great to see that there's some form of crowd that they have got. Who's the other number 8? Oh, am I thinking Jasper Visa? No, maybe not. There's another guy similar to Jasper Visa. Who is it? No, it might be Jasper Visa, actually, because Quagga Smith has been playing a little bit more of 7, hasn't he, as of late. So maybe it is Jasper Visa who I'm thinking of, who has just been throwing himself at the line recently. But if he can get that kind of discipline side of it sorted out as well, he is going to be dangerous in the near future. Jasper Visa is the guy he is indeed. I like how my mind had to go right through it. I was listing everyone, and then right when I thought of it, I was like, hang on, Jasper Visa, and then straight in there. Akotenda, you do know your stuff about the South African rugby, definitely way more than myself. So who is someone, if you do know the sides for the next matchup between the Western Province and also the Bulls, who is a player to look out for in that next game? I'm not talking one of those very well-known players either, like someone who's very new to the scene, maybe a good player from like the school region, and maybe, or not the region of school, but kind of like the school age and has moved his way up. Who is someone could be an exciting prospect to see in the future? Do let me know. We are going to be covering that game as well in an hour and 20-minute time. Should be a very exciting one indeed. And also, what's such a disappointing performance from the Lions against the Pumas here. No one expected them to lose that game by 41 points. And the Lions, they just struggled a little bit. That's the thing. They didn't have a terrible team either, I don't think, for the Lions, looking through at the lineup that they had. But it will be interesting to see whether or not they did save a lot of their players for their game up against the Sharks. They've got Hamish Brown. My score as 11-7 to the Sharks here. It's 10-6. Not bad for, I guess. So you were very close indeed, mate. So what is your prediction for the next one? For the full-time score, do let me know. But currently, I would say anything over 2 tries in the second half, I feel like both sides are really going to start finding that momentum, because at the end of the day, you only need yourself. I'm just going to quickly get the rules. It's a 3 tries or more ahead. It is going to be for scoring 4 tries or more. So neither side really probably have a good chance of getting that in this game, unless the Sharks just well and truly start opening up. There we go. Liquid is being consumed, which means the voice will stick around for a little bit longer, hopefully. They are just showing their Malaga. Spain will be hosting the 7th series that is coming back extremely soon. The Blitzbox, the defending champs, were able to beat Australia in the last final. And then actually before that, it was Fiji who they were able to take down as well. So hopefully we do get to see some very good efforts from the Blitzbox in the near future as well, because they're a very good side. Looking through their team, like Selvin Davids, he was phenomenal. Also, I mean, they've got a whole heap of other players as well when I think about it. You got Suez Wapi, he's been phenomenal for them. Duprea, he's great at the moment as well. So they've just got so many options for the lineup that they could go with. Well, we'll have to wait and see who they do have in their squad. I don't think they've announced it as of yet for the Blitzbox 7s, but it's going to be close. That is for sure. But currently now we must be getting close to the second half, getting back underway. It always feels like a long time for these halftime breaks because I'm just raring to go for the next innings. Or not the next inning, sorry, the next half. And so you think the Bulls will win easily, as I was saying, how much money you're putting on it this time. And do let me know my score for the next Bulls game is 30 Western Province 28. So saying it's very close there for Kevin and also Hamish, bro. I took dinner. Now it's 10 to 11 p.m. And Lydia, so I will join after the dinner. No worries at all, mate. Vernicock has to score a try, doesn't he? He's my prediction. Says it was there from Sebastian and also Khaleesi Clark-Smith and even Peter Steph-Toy. I slotted at 8 at some point. Dwayne Vermeulen never been benched before in his 60 tests, but concerning. That's a huge stat for sure, because that means as soon as Vermeulen goes, there's going to be a big gap there, whether they like it or not. Like when he was injured, as I think he was injured outside of the international window, wasn't he, when he was just throwing himself at the line for the Bulls, just ending up with his legs slowly getting worse and worse and worse. And so who's the New Zealand men and women's 7 team? I still got only 110 on them. They actually haven't sent them over for those ones for the New Zealand men and women's sides. They aren't able to get back into the country, so they aren't actually taking part anymore. So I assume they will end up giving you your refund for them not taking part. So instead of New Zealand, it's Germany, and instead of Samoa, it's Jamaica, who are the two sides. Palele Fasi there, just sitting on his phone. Lukaniwam there next one as well. They've got some very good players for the Sharks who are all supporting their team, and I feel like that is just that kind of group team environment as well. Why New Zealand pull out of the 7s pretty much at the moment. And New Zealand quarantine is very hard to be able to get, I guess you could say, because it's kind of managed isolation for 1 or 2 weeks, I believe it is. So you have to get yourself a hotel room that you've booked in. And because of that, a lot of people have already pre-booked, and you're literally looking at about 4 months down the line, maybe. I put $110 on the Bulls, Hamish, paying $138. And also, hi, mate, says Barry Green, welcome in to the live stream. I hope you are doing well. We have got the next live stream that will be coming a little bit later on the Western Province, taking on the Blue Bulls as well, which should be a very exciting game. But for now, we have got a very close encounter between the Sharks and the GRIQUAS. We will have to wait and see exactly how it does end up finishing, but it is going to be the Sharks kicking off from left to right. They did have less of the possession in the first half, according to the stats, but now we are back out there for the second, and that looked like it was a different man kicking that one. Unless, was it? It was actually Chait to kick that one, but it's a big bit of contact off the first kind of moment of the game. Quincy Mona and also Krobola trying to slow down this movement. Nkura is being tackled by Pepsi. All 6-7 advancing, so now they are going to be flying forward. It looks like Cam Wright wants to take it extremely quickly. He does take the quick tap, and now it will be the big man Guedamedi who is throwing his way forward. He's just steamrolled over the top of one of the GRIQUAS players, and it seems like now they are going to continue. Keep on going forward. It's a knock-on, though, but they're going back for the penalty for offside by the looks of it. Also, my score, Sharks 25, GRIQUAS sitting on 16 as well. I'm happy to have rugby back. If you feel the same as exactly right, mate, and it is going to be absolutely awesome seeing how it does go as USA and Bolt playing for Jamaica, or Usain Bolt playing for Jamaica. I don't believe so for this game. I'm not actually too sure who they've got, and I missed first half who scored. So it says Barry Green. We just had the one try of Cameron Wright in the first one. Did New Zealand Australia ODI T20 be postponed to further notice? Yeah, I did see that as well. Is it the T20 as well, or is it just the ODI? I'm going to have a quick look. I know that it is at least the ODI that is going to be missing. And also that bet makes me uneasy, although the Bulls should win that. I still cringe as well. Yeah, it is risky. That is for sure. But then saying that is gambling, isn't it? Yeah, the Black Cat score of Aussie has been postponed. So what about the Aussie tour in New Zealand? Is that still going to be taking place, or is that one that's like a further notice? That man's a bulldozer. He's just possibly knocked a man out by bulldozing his way over the line, but the Sharks scored a try, and it was Josta was able to get over the line, the big man, in the number 2 jersey. Josta just ends up driving the head down for Dan Josta, and he does score the try for the Sharks. So a good start to the second half there for the Sharks, that is for sure. And it ended up going into the hands of Grobola. Then from there, just waiting for it, waiting for the perfect opportunity, and Josta just breaks off the back. And unfortunately, on Kura, there was no chance of him stopping him from there. Might even need to go off for an HIA. The way that it is, he ended up smacking straight into the side. I'm just going to have a look. New Zealand versus South Africa, that is still scheduled in March. It's in March. Okay, so our T20s up against Australia in March are still coming at this stage. And also we have got there, would you mind quickly doing the lineup when you're free as on? No worries at all, mate. We will put that up in a very short moment. One moment, we'll go like this. And we will show, first of all, we'll go the Sharks lineup, seeing as they are the home team. There you go. That's who they have got, but Murray Costa now. That one has gone right. So now, still a 9-point difference between these two sides, but also just 1 point on the board soon here for the GRIQUAS, or 1 penalty could be the difference between a win and a loss. But a very strong side here for the Sharks. You'd expect them to be able to get a decent win for this matchup, but it's up against a tougher GRIQUAS side as well, and they have got these men. They've got out on the field scorers as well, Cameron Wright and also Daniel Josta. And also not sure, but some other team is Tour Australia. I think next month, not sure who, Hamish. I know it is Sri Lanka. We've got a tour of Australia coming up very soon. It's going to be kicked once again. I think they are saying about Vunakok. He's not really had too much of the ball throughout the first stages of this matchup as well, but we will go like this and we will go like that as well. Put up the 2 men. Oh, bit of aggression there from one of the GRIQUAS forwards. Currently Cameron Wright inside of his own 22. The Sharks setting up nicely, and it is going to be kicked down the field. Almost taken quickly, decides against it though. Good call in the end not to try and risk that one by taking it quickly, because the rest then you just get yourself in a little bit of trouble as well. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is hugely appreciated. You guys all being here for these live streams. We have got plenty more coming in the future as well. If you are new, be sure to hit that like button, as we've got the rugby, we've got the Sevens rugby, Sri Lanka. Ooh, risky material as well. I wish I could do it, but I'm not going to be doing those games. Definitely not on the main channel anyway. We might do them on the second channel if we have to, but yeah, not ideal for Sri Lanka. Of course, anyone who doesn't know that side of it, it is pretty much Cricket World Cup. We got a copyright strike from a Sri Lankan YouTube channel because they didn't want us also doing the game because they were doing it, and that is what I guess kind of business is in a weird way. Roll back once again. Now backline movement opening up here for the GRIQUAS. Good attacking run close to the touchline. He goes out, and that is going to be in the end just the line out in favor of the Sharks. We're currently 45 minutes in. That's the thing. These games will fly by because they're only 2 hours. Normally, one live stream for the cricket goes for 4 hours or so, maybe 3.5. So this is weird how quickly this game is going to be going. And we've got another game pretty much straight after that as well. And also Kevin has got the laughing face in there. But yeah, I'd say Kiwi Lads Sport might be the way to go for those ones. Hope for the best. Hope for no copyright strikes. And that is going to be now Morley charging his way forward, just steamrolling the big man forward. Although, to be fair, we haven't uploaded on the Kiwi Lads Sport for like a month, so a 2-week copyright strike might not be the end of the world as well. He hasn't lined up that one for the GRIQUAS, but it has gone backwards. Still going to be on the side of Yonka. So once again, just running his way forward. It's a good clean out there on Cameron Wright. Available for them just inside of their own half. Stinkump has got it. Australia should win easy as well. Yeah, it should be a relatively one-sided tour, I would think, but you never know. We saw upsets. Oh, Grobela's a bit of an athletic fellow, isn't he? That's gone straight into touch from the GRIQUAS, and they are making big mistake after big mistake at the moment here. I'm currently going to scratch my eye because it is annoying me. Not literally. I had to do a eye test the other day, and I thought that it was circles and squares, but it was actually an O and a D. But I still passed it, which means that I've done very nicely there as well to kind of fluke my way through an eye test. Although I probably should check my eyes a bit more occasionally. That is an important thing, ladies and gentlemen. You always check your eyes, your ears, and your feet, I think, are the 3. I think that's what my grandma or my nana says. She says eyes, ears, and feet. They are your three important ones. That's kicked out on the full again. Does he know where the touchline is? Probably not at this point in time. But Nkura, 2 in a row, decided to kick it straight out. Who's England playing next? They have got the West Indies in the T20 series, and they are going to be 9 a.m. games for us here in New Zealand. Also, the Proteas, surprisingly, they won the Test series, or they won the Test series, and they've just secured the first ODI against India. So that's the exhibition. So, yeah, they're doing very nicely on home soil at the moment, and hopefully we do get to see some very good Test matches between South Africa and New Zealand in the near future as well. But now for the GRIQUAS to be able to win this game is paying $8.20, ladies and gentlemen. They've actually got them down as Sharks B here as well for the name of the team, even though I wouldn't consider them as the B team. But now it is going to be in the hands of this man who's hardly had the ball there for Hassenberg. Now trying to make his way forward, Robala. Once again, trying to make the tackle on him. Nkura passes the ball back. Nice inside ball going straight through for Keita. Ball on the inside to Nkura. Breaking through now. And he is going to be all falling over big time. Somehow he has still got that ball on the side of the GRIQUAS. That was forward, but they're saying it's not. They're going to keep on going forward, but I would assume if they do end up scoring here, they will go back and have a look at that one. Still going to be available here for the GRIQUAS. Throwing himself for one more time, currently inside of their own 22. Or currently inside of the 22 of the Sharks, I should say. Straight over the ball, though, for the Sharks player. Being able to steal it, and that is a clean turn of a Thimbalani Boli now. Trying to make his way forward. The penalty there for the Sharks for not rolling away. I hope GRIQUAS win as well, says Wet Willie there. I mean, they've got a decent chance. They just need to make sure that they don't allow the Sharks to be able to really keep on propelling themselves forward in this innings. But Cameron Wright, big kick downfield and to touch as well. But the position all in the second half, even the official website has them listed as the South Sea Sharks as well, and that's the URC team. Currie Cup side as the Natal Sharks, surely. So they are. But for some reason, yeah, the TAB here in New Zealand has got them listed as what's it called? They've got them listed as the Sharks B, which I feel like is a bit insulting to them, I would have thought. But yeah, I don't know. They also need to score a try as well. And this is Wet Willie, yeah. Try and a penalty here would be all that the GRIQUAS need to be able to get back in the lead. It's going to be another advantage against them, though. And also, we've got the series between South Africa and New Zealand. Going to be epic countdown, Hamish. So Aussie's given it. I just wish it didn't overlap so much with Super Rugby, because those games are going to be taking place at similar times in that regard. So we will have to try and juggle them all on the channel. I think even if we're covering the rugby, we're still going to be keeping you guys updated with the cricket along the way on that one. It looks like the Sharks once again want to kick this one for the corner, and they are back under pressure by just a little bit more here for the GRIQUAS. And this is slowly getting more and more momentum in the court of the Sharks. I believe it was. Yeah, it was dragged down in the middle there by one of the GRIQUAS players. Thought he was being a bit sneaky, but caught out straight away there, unfortunately, for Zito. And now 25 metres out here, the Sharks, and 15 points to 6. It's a very low-scoring game of the Currie Cup. Normally we get very high-scoring ones, but these two sides have been pretty even. That's gone over the top. And now it's a loose ball picked up beautifully by Marius Lowe. He just throws himself forward. That man's got to be future Bok material in the centre, surely. As well, Thimbalani Boli bulldozes his way forward. Cameron right now fires that back across. It's a good step from Noah. And then the number 7 jersey, Olajuwon Noah, he's actually been in the Samoan Manu Samoa side recently. That's the name that I do recognise. I've just realised where I've seen him. You were just clamping on the player as well as the call from the referee. And once again, it's going to be another penalty here to the Sharks. Now, if they take the 3 points, that gives them a 12-point lead. Do they decide to do it, or do you kick for the corner once again? They are going for the shot. They have decided that that will be the better option out of all of the chances of them being able to get that one going. I'm just going to check quickly once again to make sure that I have got the right time for the next game getting underway. I believe it is a 7 a.m. start here in New Zealand, but we will just make sure that we have got that right one. Where are we? It is going to be taking place in not one day. I am in the wrong place. The ball's 1 hour, 4 minutes. Okay, so it is actually going to be a 7 a.m. start for us here in New Zealand, but we are going to be covering it on the channel. We have got the Gilly. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. That's a great commentary. Thank you very much. Hugely appreciate it. Currently 51 and a half minutes in, and it is going to be once again the youngster going to take the opportunity with the kicking tee for the Sharks. He's been pretty solid today so far, and that man's name, I've already forgotten it a little bit, but he's actually replaced it. It's Murray Costa, that is going to be going over. And now the score is 18 points to the Sharks, 6 to the GRIQUAS as well. And the Six Nations start next month. How are you going to cope? We're trying to cover it all, as says Kevin. I will end up probably having to actually schedule not just my live streams, but also having my schedule when I'm going to sleep. Because I do want to try and still get about 8 hours of sleep a night, if not maybe a little bit more, just to keep me well and truly well-freshed. Well, that is a good call from the referee, because Costa, he's been kicking it from way in front of the line. That's not a good take. That one's flown forward off the Sharks player. And also, there, what about Ross Taylor retirement? Hamish, will he continue? Because Black Caps cancelled Australia tour. Will he play till the series rescheduled? Says Coding. I believe he will still have his India, or sorry, not India. He will still have his Netherlands tour that will be coming up in New Zealand. But other than that, not too sure. Olajuwon, no, that one just smacked straight into him. Didn't line it up at all. Now, because of it, it is going to be, once again, the GRIQUAS who have got another opportunity, currently sitting 22 metres out from the line. Like I mentioned earlier on, in terms of those odds, the GRIQUAS now, they are paying $15, $17, in fact, to be able to go on and win this game. So that's pretty huge for this moment in time, because they are 12 points down and they feel like the Sharks maybe, I mean, all they need is really one more try maybe, or even one more penalty would actually put them in a winning position. But at the moment, the Western Province, they are underdogs in the upcoming game. By the looks of it, you say are about $3.85 for anyone who does learn all about those odds. And Navagaba now throwing himself forward once again. It's been ripped away by Thembalani Boli. And the Sharks, they've just been dominating the position into the last little while. Fire back once again, and it's going to be kicked high by the number 10, taken, no, not taken, and it's going to be back on the side of Keita. I swear he used to play for the GRIQUAS. That is a knock-on. Did he used to play for the GRIQUAS? Ladies and gentlemen, do let me know for Keita. Is he the one that I'm thinking of who was out on the wing? Edouard Keita? Don't know. I feel like he is the right name, but I don't know whether or not I have got that one right, for whether or not he used to be at the GRIQUAS or not. But maybe not. But that one also, brother, which game are you watching as well? Says Andy Mike. So at the moment, we are watching the GRIQUAS taking on the Sharks. And then also after that, we are going to be covering the game between the Western Province and also the Bulls. That will be starting in only an hour's time. It should be very exciting. See how that one does end up going. But the GRIQUAS at the moment, they just continue to grow in terms of those odds, which means that it is going to be extremely tough for them to be able to go on and get themselves a win from here. It looks like people are already leaving. Oh, okay, so they're saying that it's gotten quite dark at the moment. I'm looking through, we've got ourselves Lukanyuan, we've got Ku and Bosch, we've got also Apalele Fassi as another man. What are your thoughts on giving Dan Bigger getting captain to lead Wales in the Six Nations? I feel like it's not a terrible choice overall, just because they probably, other than, I mean, Alan Wynne-Jones has just had that role for so long. So you kind of get used to seeing him there as that option. But, yeah, so it seems a lot of people are leaving this game relatively early on. Oh, okay, that looks like it's almost a sideways rain that is falling at the moment. So that is why the odds have been going up so much, because it's going to be near impossible to be able to score a few 8-1 cards. Keita played for the GRIQUAS from 2019 to 2021. Tell you what, that's almost a pat on the back moment from myself, because I feel like I watched the Currie Cup last year and still remember some of these guys, which is, I guess, one of the benefits of watching a back-to-back-to-back. It's going to be on the side of the GRIQUAS, and it is going to be the penalty there for the GRIQUAS as well. Currently, penalty going their way. Quincy Morna, the man who was penalised. They've also both got very good benches. Nohamba is one that I'm looking forward to. Edwin Keita was the top Currie Cup try scorer last year as well, says Geely. So no wonder I remember that name. Yeah, the GRIQUAS, actually, now that I think about it, they were right up there, weren't they? They actually pulled off an upset up against the Sharks, I think it was, in the later stages. So our brother tomorrow, Australia W versus Australia W versus England WT20. Please cover it. I like women's cricket also, as well, says Andy. If we do get the chance to, we will certainly be doing it tomorrow night. Definitely if the voice is still holding up. If not, we will still be covering all of the cricket and also all of the rugby that is coming up over the weekend and also keeping you guys informed once again an overthrow. And it's just a set play at the moment that is going backwards for the GRIQUAS. Now Yapinke kicking it into touch, looking for the 50-22. There is 2 men back there, one of which being the number 12, sells the dummy offload. Beautifully done here for the GRIQUAS. That's actually one of the first carries we've seen from Obi. Didn't drop it. It was close to a knock-on. No, they're going to say play on. Just for now, the referee was close to blowing his whistle, but the Sharks, they're just lethal when it comes to the breakdown, and that's impressive, Hamish. I struggle to remember those guys, or the guys who are not Springboks, unless they have a really memorable performance as well. Here's Sebastian. That's a good kick downfield, and it is now going to be once again kicked into touch. Or not. For the Sharks, they didn't quite find the touchline with that one, but it looks like it's a bit of a swirling wind, which does make it tough for the counter-attack. But now the draw and pass, this is looking good. They've got them on the back foot. That was an awkward pass, a terrible pass, in fact. Oh, did he get through there? No. Little knock on. It's gone down 56 points in this game, not happening. It's us, says Wet Willie. Oh, 56 points. Was that kind of, how much was that paying Wet Willie out of curiosity? I feel like it wouldn't have been a bad bet, because normally these sides score a lot of tries against each other. When does Rugby Champions start again? Is August as well. Yeah, somewhere around that August, September mark is when it is going to be. We always got that Meg Lennon as my favorite as well in there. Oh, Meg, is it Meg Lanning? Meg Lanning? Meg Lennon. Meg Lennon. I'm scratching my eye, unfortunately. And also we've got the T20 time, 8 a.m. UK timing. So as says Andy, so it's going to be a relatively early morning one. Right, it is the scrum once again for the GRIQUAS. They've got a total of 24 minutes left to try and get a win right at the end. And it looks like Renza's coming off the field, and it's going to be Hips who's making his way out there. Sharks -9. Will it win? As I says Vincent, I feel like the GRIQUAS are going to be causing a few problems, but I think you should be all right. Payout was 1,200. How much money did you put on it? If it was 1,200 for the payout, I feel like that would have been a lot. Was it part of a multi, or was it literally just that? That would have been like $100 on it, was it? Or maybe even more than that. Currently now Nkura fires it back here. It's going to be a good attacking run once again by Obi. Milani Borley thinking about contesting for that one, not quite able to, still throwing themselves forward. They haven't given up yet, the GRIQUAS, and that is something that people were loving to see from them last year. It's another big seller, the dummy Yosta, making the tick on him. Cameron Wright trying to get through. At the moment, it is still going to be available. Nkura fires it back. Terrible pass. Did it go forward? It went backwards as a call. A lot of pressure there. Oh, that's going to be a penalty. You can't dive through like that for the number 18. And also we have got there, I think New Zealand a couple hours ahead of South Africa. Is almost Thursday in New Zealand, Hamish. It is indeed. In fact, we are sitting Thursday. We are currently Thursday, 6:03 a.m. in the morning. Quite an early morning start, but our next game that we are doing, it is going to be in the situation of 7 a.m. New Zealand time, which will be 8 p.m. South African as well. Is this the real Shark team? Why has it 15 beside it in the bookie as well? Says Vincent. And tell you what, I have the same question. Because for me in New Zealand, it said the Sharks B. Even though they are like, yes, they're missing a few of their good players, but they've still got Werner Koch. They've still got also Marius Lowe, also Thimbalani Borley, Grobler. Like, they've got plenty of players who have got the ability, but for some reason they are listed as the kind of second team. And I don't know what people say about, but she is a skipper of the Australian women's as well. I like her batting and smile too. I check out on the internet more about, as I says, Andy Mike there. It's going to be thrown in once again for the Sharks. I mean, I can actually show you the Sharks lineup, Vincent, to let you know exactly who's in it. There we go. We'll go like that, and I will quickly just hide the try scorers just for a moment. There we go. But yeah, that is the side that they've gone with. Quincy Mona, Grobler, Juste as well. So, I mean, they haven't got Kieran Van Veeren. They've still got Cameron White. They've got the advantage as well here for the Sharks. And if they end up getting themselves the 3 points, are going back for the drop kick from 40 meters out. It's got some good distance. Misses. So they are going to be going back, but they will be able to take on the 3 points here for the Sharks. And this will more than likely give them a nice win. Thank you so much for that. You're a gentleman. As I says, Vincent, no worries, mate. But yeah, I was confused as well when I was looking up the odds before this one to try and work out who was the favorite, and it has Sharks B. And I just didn't know what happened because, like, I mean, they've got Keita, the top runs, or sorry, top try scorer of the competition. Someone just informed us just before. Yapinke's still there. Anthony Volninki is injured at the moment, unfortunately, so he is going to be not out there, but it's still a very good side. They're just missing a couple of I guess you could say those more key players such as the Lucanio, Sia Khaleesi, Pepsi, or not, Pepsi Buthelezi. And also, who else have we got? Also, Apalele Fassi, another one to think about. Could be a good option for the Springboks in the future. They didn't really use them too much recently in that one, which is a little bit of a shame, but we will go there. Try scorers, there we go. We will put it back up onto the screen there as well. There we go. Currently now it is going to be kicked over, is it? Oh, tell you what, he hasn't got that one too well, and that is going to be a missed opportunity for the 3 points that would have given them a 15-point lead here if he had been able to nail it, just trying to get it to curl around in the breeze. And then the breeze was like, we're just going to stop very quickly so that you are unable of getting that one to curl around. Another you're coming. Oh, that's going to be the number 21 here. Orangi. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Arania, okay. So I did say that well and truly wrong, but Arania, I will remember that one for the future. That's the thing. I love learning the pronunciations of the South African names as well throughout the Currie Cup. We did it last year for the Rainbow Cup, also for the Currie Cup. Arania is the pronunciation of his name. I'm looking around for him now. There he is. He's up on the top side. Arania. Currently a bit of a counter ruck there from the GRIQUAS. They have to leave that one alone now for the Sharks. And GRIQUAS fighting back. And they have been able to get that ball onto their side. They're currently 40 metres out. Arania now passing it back to their number 13. It's just physical play so far. Robala dragging the man forward, not able to get out. Arania once again passes it back. Going to have a lot of fun saying his name. Got the men on the outside now if they want to use him. It's Obi now down the wing, backing himself. Good tackle from the number 23. Still going to be available. Arania now passing it back. A little bit of a juggle there, losing all momentum for the GRIQUAS. Once again, going back to replacement. Oh, Stenkamp just getting flung to the ground there. Currently, the Sharks, they're trying to force them into a handling error. That could have just been it. It's at the back at the moment. It's bouncing out the side. It's a penalty, though, to the GRIQUAS. And that is going to be offside as the call. They will be kicking for the corner, more than likely here in this situation. But currently, I would say, I mean, it's a tricky one. It was almost a sentence. It's a tricky one, I should say. Okay, time's off at the moment. Don't go for the 3. Don't go for the 3. You don't want to go for the 3 here. The 3 doesn't give you anything other than 9 points behind. Go for the corner. Play aggressively. See whether or not you can get yourselves a win here for the GRIQUAS. Every point is crucial, and if you can steal a couple points against the Sharks, even better for yourself. Oh. Okay, Olajuwon Noah might be in trouble here for that challenge that he just did, because I don't think he's wrapped his arms. That's not normally the way to do it, unfortunately, unless, of course, you do want to send yourself to the bin for the next 10 minutes or so, which might be exactly where that man is finding himself. They're just going to be going upstairs to see whether or not this one is going to be a red card. It would actually be, or even a yellow card would be huge for them at this point in time. Does he wrap the arms? Nope. Look like a shoulder to me, unfortunately, which does mean now, direct contact to that. That could actually be a red. Contact on the head, direct contact to the head. This is going to be a red card, perhaps. What is your favorite dinosaur as well? I think, maybe a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's normally a pretty easy one to go with, just because it's got that kind of shortened form of T-Rex, and also Toy Story. It's got a decent one in Rex. I'm on red as the comment there from the referee. So, Olajuwon Noah might be in trouble here. He's at least getting a yellow card. This one could be a red, though. And then he will be missing for the next little while, which would be absolutely huge for the GRIQUAS. And the momentum shift in this game, perhaps. But he is going to be off the field for at least 10 minutes here. Okay. Black number 7. Direct contact to the head. No wrap. Red card, just like my controller. We have got there what happened. What happened as well, says Barry Green. So pretty much it was the, yes. Oh. Okay, everyone is happy at the moment with the red card. And now with that red card, the GRIQUAS go right back down to $8.10 is the odds. They were up to 21 just before, so it just shows how quickly this one can change. And also the red as well, says Kevin. So that is going to be Olajuwon Noah, who will be on his way. Unfortunately for the Sharks, they are going to be playing with one less man out on the field. And now that kind of makes my point even more kind of relevant, and that is go for the corner. They've got one less forward out there. Keep on going. Keep on pushing the pace and see whether or not you can get yourselves over the line in the next little while. Because or else if you take on the three, that gets you nowhere. You're only going to be sitting there. Good, good, good. They have kicked that one for the corner. And now the GRIQUAS are going to be attacking once again here by the looks of it. But currently, they are only going to be 10 meters out. This could be a perfect opportunity to get themselves a counter try here for the GRIQUAS. Can they do it? That is the big question. They need to get this line out right, and that is exactly what they have been able to do. Now it's rolling forward here for the GRIQUAS. Very nice rolling maul. 5 meters out. It's still moving forward. Who's got the ball? It's breaking away over the line. And is it going to be the try? They're going to be checking this one, perhaps. Referee is not too sure. They just want to make sure that that is going to be the try, but the referee is going upstairs for this one for the GRIQUAS. Have they been able to get the comeback one? Might be back in the game with this over 55.5 maybe. So the Sharks have one man advantage now. No, Sharks have a one man disadvantage at this point in time. So they have got no sign of Olajuwon Noah was out on the field, which means for the rest of this game, they're going to be playing with 14 many of the Sharks. And because of it, it's almost going to be a chance of a try here for the GRIQUAS. Did the man go down onto his knee? Looks good to me is the comment from the commentator. Is it going to be on the knee or is it going to be all right for the try as well? Oh, I think he puts it on the knee. Maybe. I think Marius Lowe might have done just enough to stop him from putting that ball down, or did he? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. That's on the ground. I believe. Might be on the ground. Might not be. Might be on the knee. I don't know. I'm glad I'm not the TMO for this matchup. That is for sure. Because the TMO is going to make a big decision of whether or not it's a try or whether it's a no try. Now, if it is a no try, I believe we'll be going back for the scrum. Okay, the commentator said if he was in charge, he would call it a try. I think that's down. They need another angle. They actually need it from the other side here, and that would be the perfect one because he does try and put it down. I believe it goes right down on the foot, but also I believe there's still a chance. I would say that that is down for myself. And okay, I thought it was a red card for the GRIQUAS as well. And this is Barry. Now the Sharks. Okay. Clear grounding before he loses that ball. That is going to be the try for the GRIQUAS. And they try for the GRIQUAS, and they are getting right back into this match, ladies and gentlemen. If they convert this one, they're only 5 points behind with another 18 minutes left with a man advantage. This one's getting a little bit closer. We don't expect anything different from the Currie Cup, though. Every game is always one that puts you on the edge of your seat. There's a late comeback coming maybe for the GRIQUAS or the Sharks. They will be trying to shut it down in a very short moment. That was very loud again. That's the thing, when you got a gap in your front teeth, anytime you drink water, there's a chance that the air can kind of make its way in there. He's got the kick, and now the score is going to be 13 points for the GRIQUAS and 18 points for the Sharks. The momentum is back in the GRIQUAS' favor. I'm actually going to have a look and see what the odds are sitting now with that. So just remembering, it was $21 for the GRIQUAS about 5 minutes ago, maybe even less than that. And now they are sitting there with their odds currently sitting at $3.54. And also, we've got that as this is a South African competition, mate. It is indeed. So we have got the 7 South African sides in the Currie Cup. And then also the URC sides. They are going to be playing in the near future, but currently the ball is still available for the GRIQUAS. Kicking it downfield. Interesting choice there. Go for the kick straight down the middle to Yapinke. And also, this could be a close finish as well. It does seem like it could be close. Could I see a lineup for the Sharks? Only I don't even know. He's playing for the Sharks. Show lineup as well, says Barry Green. So we will go like this. And we will go like this as well. So the men that you can't see is the front five, and they are going to be Quincy Mona, Daniel Joste, Renza Grobler, and also Van Heerden are the other players that are hiding. But I will leave this one up for just a little moment. But now it's going to be the scrum feed here. I believe that's not Humber who's made his way out there for Cameron Wright. This is going to be an interesting finish. I feel like I'm trying to work out exactly who is going to be able to do the better in the last 15 minutes. You think with the man advantage in the favor of the GRIQUAS, it would be a very good chance for them to be able to go on and get themselves a win. And also we've got the, oh yeah, we got an extra try scorer as well, didn't we? For that one. Currently Cameron Wright, Daniel Riosta, and also Justin Forward was a try scorer for the GRIQUAS. Once again, kick just down the middle of the field. Bit of a nothing kick once again, just giving the ball to Yapinke, who's going to be backing himself, just tries to run straight over the top of Duplessis, but able to make the take on it. Looks like now Nohamba will be putting it back almost into the pocket. No, first they're going to have a couple more attacking lines from their side. But I mean, it's not exactly a second string Sharks side per se. Like they've got Dembelani Borley, they've still got quite a few good men in the back line. Marius Lowe, Werner Koch. I see there's no Springboks on the side as well. Yeah, they are all going to be playing in the Sharks game, I believe, coming up very soon. They're just going to be bouncing back onto the side of the Sharks because they have got their game up against the Lions in the URC. So I believe that that will be when they are going to really have them all come back. We're going for a knock-on in favor of the Sharks now as the call from the referee. Another penalty here would be huge because that would give them an 8-point lead over the GRIQUAS. That is exactly what they need with 15 minutes left in this game. With a man disadvantage as well, would be absolutely just dynamite for the Sharks. But currently, Senele Nohamba represented South Africa schools in 2017. It's a comment that they have got about him. He's very talented up-and-coming halfback as well. We will have to wait and see what he can do. But currently, we are only 45 minutes away from the next game getting underway, which is going to be the Bulls taking on the Western Province. That will be an absolutely cracking game. And I hope you guys will be joining me for that one as well. It is just around the corner. And also, we've got there. Can you show me the Sharks squad quickly, please? Since Achilles one moment, we will go like that. And we will go like that as well. So the five that you can't see at the moment, I will just let you know they are Quincy Mona, Daniel Joste, Lorenz Renza, and they have got there Gubrand Grobler, and then Emil Van Heerden as the other man in the type 5. Currently, there was actually a contest, or not a contest, sorry, a protest that maybe he was elbowed for one of the GRIQUAS players, but now going to be fired back here. Pinke, he's dropped the ball, and now it's another opportunity here for the GRIQUAS. Try and make their way forward. They've currently got the knock-on advantage 40 meters out from their line here. And there's currently only a difference between these two sides of 5 points for the later stages of this one. The GRIQUAS, like I mentioned, they went from $21 to only being down to $3.90. Or play on off the foot, so they are going to be able to keep on going. And it's actually going to be the replacement number 16 who does kick the ball forward. Yapinke has dropped it again. His hands are made of jelly at the moment here for Yapinke. And because of it, hang on. Penalty for a high tackle. That might have just changed a little bit here. And that is going to be a penalty in favor. That's a harsh one. That is a harsh one, but it is going to be the penalty against him. Werner Koch is an amazing player, he is indeed. And who's on the bench? Says Barry Green. One moment. We will go like this, and we will go like that as well. There we go. That is how it is. And what's the score, Hamish? At the moment, we are sitting 10 points. Oh, sorry, that's a lie. It's not 10 points. It's actually going to be 18 points to 13. They're going to be reviewing this one. And the GRIQUAS, they were just starting to find their momentum, and Werner Koch is an amazing player. So he certainly is. And hopefully we do get to see him in the near future, not just for the South Sea Sharks, but also for the Natal Sharks here in this game. They're just going to be checking this one. He does duck down. Okay. Not wrapping is the call here. So this could actually end up being a yellow card here as well. They're saying he doesn't wrap. I feel like there's arguably a little bit of a wrap there. Okay. There's actually the comment the TMO is fighting back at the moment from the referee, saying at this stage there's no contact to the head, so we can't have it as a yellow card. So he's standing up and saying, no, thanks. I got to get going. Have a great day, mate. As well, you too, mate. And hopefully you do enjoy the rest of your evening. We have got their take care truck in as well. And what they're checking to see whether or not it is a penalty to the Sharks. At this point, penalty to who as well, says Whit Willie. Okay, so the referee and the TMO are going head-to-head at the moment here. Oh, okay. Okay, the TMO, he's just back down. The comment there from the TMO was, if that's what you think, then that's correct. And that's because he was actually going to be a yellow card for a start against the number 10. And now all of a sudden this could be a match-changing little moment in this game. This will give them an 8-point lead. Okay, like I said, there's no contact at all to the head. So that's pretty rough. As I said, he couldn't really wrap his arm because he wasn't able to, because he was another man there to stop the wrap. But now it's going to be Nohamba lining up this kick. Interesting choice to have the young halfback as the kick taker for this one. It's such an important moment for them in this matchup. But if he gets this one, career kicks, he's 11 from 13. He's very accurate with the way that he does play. But this will give them an 8-point lead here over the GRIQUAS. I'm just going to check, see whether or not that changes the odds. It does indeed. Well, this one, Nohamba, he's able to strike it very nicely indeed. It's gone straight over, and it is now going to be an 8-point lead here for the Sharks. It looked like Nohamba, they're all celebrating at the moment. I see Volmink on the sideline. I also see Apalele Fasi. Hoi Pavadami Machuno there. I think I did see an Irish Bro. Very low scoring game this time as well. And was there a card? There was no card in the end for the GRIQUAS player, which is probably fair enough in that one. Would agree with the way that they did decide to go with that one. It is going to be now in the hands of Thembalani Boli, running sideways and just trying to carve his way straight through. It looks like it could end up being a penalty here. Nope. Still going to be on their side. Currently only 11 minutes left for this matchup. We'll losing its footing, I should say, as well. But Caroline Nohamba going to be rolling it back once again. But like I mentioned, we have got a game straight after this one, ladies and gentlemen, which is going to be the Western Province taking on the Bulls. Not taken cleanly there. Did it go backwards or did it go forward? Going to be still play on here for the GRIQUAS, charging their way forward now. Currently sitting around here. Going to be passing it out the back line. Good movement there. Yeah, Pinko shunted off. Getting close to the touchline. Was he out? Yes, he was. And that is going to be a line-out throw now for the Sharks. And also, who wins the next game? Any tips as well? Oh, okay. Any tips for that next game? I feel like I'm absolutely terrible at predicting things. I'd say the Bulls by 8 to 14 points, somewhere around that margin. As I see 4:45, and your country-mate as well. Says that Barry Green for myself, Barry, or possibly because at the moment here in New Zealand we are sitting 6:24 a.m. Well, this one, so a late night. I guess you could say it's a decent game for show. I've witnessed a scoreless rugby game once. I was in attendance for that scraping of the game as well, and also we've got there at showed on flash score as well. And there says Barry Green. So 4:45. I guess, yeah, sorry, this game started at 4:45, didn't it? And then the next game it is going to be starting at 7, I believe. Is going to be when it is starting. The Bulls better when I'm begging them as well. And there says Aiden, definitely if you got so much money on it, that is going to be a little bit of obstruction, and it is going to be the scrum feed for the Sharks as well. So just a little bit more of a let-off here for the Sharks with the 10 minutes left. There's still time for the GRIQUAS to be able to go on and possibly get themselves a win here, but it's going to be near impossible depending on how it goes the next game. Bulls will win as well, says Achilles there. And also Aiden has got the sweating emojis as well. Yeah, you're certainly going to be sweating during that next one, mate, when it is going back and forth between those two sides. We have got there. It's currently 7:25 p.m. for me as well, or by me, says Barry Green. Oh. Okay, so Stinkum just getting himself in a slightly wrong position there, unfortunately, which did lead to him getting himself, I guess you could say, in a little bit of trouble with the referee, a little bit of obstruction. Western Province is a better team today. And there, as I said, Vince, are you saying that they will be the side who will be able to go on and get themselves the win? And that one, I'm just looking through at kind of like the odds and everything along those lines. The Bulls are certainly the favourite for this upcoming game. That is going to be a big push there in the GRIQUAS. Get themselves the penalty. Also, Evening Hamish been making chemistry or been marking chemistry exams, missed most of the game. Has been good. It's been a very close game between these two sides. There's been quite a bit of rain around as well, which I think has a little bit affected the way that both sides have been playing throughout this one. But currently, I mean, this one could be going down to the wire. They're actually taking on the 3 points here for the GRIQUAS. I don't know whether I would have. I feel like I would have tried to see whether or not I could kick it for the corner. Those points on average, bro. Do you sleep as well? Or can you sleep after this game? Because very early morning, wake up and cover this game as well, says Michelle. Yeah, it is all good. I did end up waking up. Actually, no, that's a lie. I did wake up relatively early today for this one. But overall, I'm feeling pretty wide awake at the moment. Like, I haven't yawned that many times. And we have still got one more game of action. And the Currie Cup just wakes you up well and truly, because you never know what way the game's going to be going. Duplessis, he needs to kick this one over. He has got it. And now it is going to be putting it within these 7 points once again. 5 points difference between these two sides. The Super Rugby 2 years ago, 2 years in a row, as they were unstoppable. As haven't you remember back when the Bulls dominated all New Zealand teams, and especially the Australian sides as well. And then you get years when New Zealand team dominated us, or except especially that year the Chiefs won. What's the Bulls paying in Anzac? In Anzac. Is that an Australian, I assume? Or in New Zealand? It is currently, I think they are around that $1.20 mark as well. It's going to be taken nicely there by Stinkum. Goes down Vernacock trying to get the counter ruck going, but it is still available. And I wait. Now, we're the same time in South Africa, 7:27 p.m. I think it's due to daylight saving time because it's summer in South Africa. And 19 points, 10 minutes, as I says, Willie, it's going to have to be a quick scorer one, that is for sure. I don't think Hamish gets tired. The excitement too much to sleep. Exactly right. And go Sharks. Great. The rugby is starting up again. Exactly right. Hopefully we do get plenty more action. Yapinke, that man hasn't been able to catch a ball to save himself throughout the whole day. Luckily, that one's gone into Dutch. I mean, in New Zealand. So, yeah, I think they are $1.21 moment. We will have a look. $1.24 here in New Zealand. Good morning, Kiwi lads. How are you? As I says, Ollie Wilson, doing very well, mate. Hope you are enjoying your morning so far. Currently 6:30 a.m. here in New Zealand. We've still got one more game that we are going to be covering. It's been raining all night, unfortunately, so it's probably going to be pretty wet today, more than likely. Yep, still raining. Or knock on by Green Advantage. I don't know why I tongue rolled green. Also, we're going to keep your health was good. If not sleeping well, then some problem with health. So please don't ignore us, says for sure. Although I do still get myself, like, I make sure that I get 8 hours of sleep a night. It may seem like I'm here all the time, but pretty much any time that I'm not live streaming, I'm pretty much sleeping. That's going to be a little kick in behind here. Going to be setting up nicely for them. Passes are back, and now it's going to be the counter attack here for the GRIQUAS. Trouble forming. Still got the ball though. Sunny and Tarong as well. And when is the next game? It is going to be at 7 a.m. that we are covering it. He sleeps with Shell, just not during the night. As well, says Sebastian, yeah. So currently, even though it seems like we're up all night, we are sleeping during the day. We're still getting our sleep. It's quite actually, tell you what, in summer, it's a weird one. Sometimes it's too hot, but sometimes it's very cozy sleeping during the day. I'll be honest, like this morning, when I was thinking about getting up and then I went back to sleep, and then I was like, oh, this is quite comfy. So then I went back to sleep, and then woke up an hour later. Oh, still quite comfy. So I went back to sleep for another hour and woke up. So it just depends. You know, sometimes I don't mind myself a nice little sleep during the day if it does mean that I do catch up on a little bit of sleep that I may have missed out on. But currently, it is going to be the GRIQUAS making their way forward. Chiefs go to sleep for ourselves. Is crazy and said, nah, we got one more game, mate. One more game of epicness. And also we've got there, Sebastian Godamar. How are you? As on this is Ollie Wilson's. I hope you guys are all doing well at the moment. The Sharks making sure that they get that rolling ball going one more time. He was able to get it earlier on. That almost broke off to a new one for themselves. He's trying to stay on his feet. This is still working nicely. Nohamba now Firing it back into the hands of Marius Slow, trying to pierce the field, but they need to get this ball back very soon here for the GRIQUAS. If they want a chance of being able to go on and win this game, they can't afford to give away a penalty either. Now just throwing themselves at the line, the big forwards of the GRIQUAS, the big forwards of the Sharks. Little juggle there, big hit on him. Currently the Sharks still creeping closer and closer to the try line. The last thing, like I mentioned, is a handling error that they want to give up. Nohamba gives it out to Yapinke. If anyone was going to drop it, it would be that man, unfortunately, the way that he has been going today. Trying to get straight on the ball. Not quite able to bounce on it. Nohamba now trying to pierce the gaps, runs straight into the big forwards. Or coming back for the mark. Going all the way back, and they will be taking the 3 points once again by the looks of it here for the Sharks and Kiwi lads. I'd like to call you one day as well, as Harlequins playing this weekend. Says Kevin, they are indeed. And they are going to be playing up against Castra. And that is going to be Saturday morning, 9 a.m. That game is taking place. So he's still doing the Royal Rumble live stream. We will have to wait and see how we're going for that one. But it is side entries there up against the GRIQUAS. And Nohamba will be taking on the kick, or maybe even someone else. So they are going to be back ahead of the 8 ball here, and it's just going to be a little bit further ahead for the Sharks, ahead of the GRIQUAS and GRIQUAS. Last minute strike for try here at this moment, as this is for show. Only if this kick misses from Nohamba, who is currently sitting 12 from 14 kicks. So he's very accurate. This one's a relatively close one. If he mishits it, maybe there's a chance. And also Vincent has said, who wins the Six Nations? I would say at the moment I'm feeling Ireland have got a very good chance, or maybe even, I could say France lost it, but still a good game as well. There's Wet Willie. Oh, he's got that one once again, Nohamba. So now they've got 2.5 minutes now for the GRIQUAS to be able to get themselves another form of 3 points. And it makes me question. I know that they took the 3 to get them within the 7. Should they have gone for the corner, like I mentioned? Get them a little bit closer to being able to chase it down and take the 3 a little bit later on in the game. It's a risk. But at this stage, they're sitting in the same position anyway. Kicked off once again, just going the 10. Trying to defend a Werner Koch, though, jumping up in the air the way that he needed to. Just in that very moment, he's trying to roll away. He's getting out into the moment. Nohamba fires it back. That was close to forward, right in front of the referee. But they are going to be allowing it for a little bit longer. Nohamba firing it back one more time. The Sharks, they need to keep themselves in this game and keep themselves in the win as well. Will they hold out or go for more as well? I think they will end up holding out in this situation. There's no point risking that extra try, definitely, because it might end up, he's kicked it behind there from Nohamba. So looking for a little bit of territory, and now just steaming their way forward at this point for the GRIQUAS. It's counter-attack. See if you can get yourself the bonus point for being within 7. And it's not going to be easy, but luckily the Quins are already qualified. So that's no concern, really. It's going to be a good step there from Duplessis on the inside. Can't quite link up with any other players. Straight on the ball almost for the Sharks. Fire back once again for Aranya. Now on the outside, looking good in the back line here. They've got, they didn't find Obi. Would have been the perfect opportunity for them to be able to keep on going. Big man throwing himself at the line. The replacement tie here prop there. See now he would go once again. Arenga inside ball to Obi, and he has got himself the advantage. Do they take that? I feel like they will try and get themselves a little bit closer here. Got inside ball. Seller the dummy. He's got to offload it. He doesn't though. He waits too long. It could have been the perfect opportunity to keep on going forward. They're going now. The number 23 for the GRIQUAS. They are currently, they've got another advantage straight out in front, so you might as well see how close you can get this one. Just try and pierce the line. He's run straight at the big man. Fembalani Bolly puts the ball down, but this will be within 7. He takes the quick tap. He risks it for his side as well. He's dropped it as well there for the GRIQUAS. It went backwards, though. That could have been a huge moment. They're still getting closer and closer. 10 little steps out from the line. Has Werner Koch turned it over? It's still available. Who do they go to? It's going out the back line. It's going to be the try. But it's going to be just a little bit too late. Nohamba only having a bit of a wrestling match there as well. So they're going to get the bonus point, and this game's going to possibly be decided by just the 1 point. But tell you what, 30 seconds earlier for them, that could have been a completely different story. And also, we have got there, I think, Steve, a tough game as well. And also, we've got that true, Kevin. Tell you what, it's a bit close. It's a bit close, this game. And if the next one between the Western Province and the Bulls is anything like this one, we are certainly going to have our hands full with the next game. I thank you all very much for tuning into this one. We have got the next one, like I mentioned, that is going to be happening between the Bulls and also the Western Province. So what I can quickly do while we are waiting for this kick to be taken, but what a finish to this game for the Currie Cup. The first one that we have covered on the channel. And that is going to be the end of the game. Did he end up missing that one? I think he actually did miss that kick. All right, so in the end, he just got it a little bit on the wrong side. But yeah, very close game. Oh, sorry, he actually got the kick, so it is going to be finishing 23 points currently. Tell you what, 23 points to 24. Great game of rugby that we have seen for the Currie Cup. So what I can do now is I can go like this, and I can go like this as well. And I can actually transfer you guys straight over to that next live stream for it if I end up clicking this link. And then from there, I can put it here. I'll be sweating too much. If it's this close as well, nicely fought. GRIQUAS as well. Yeah, exactly right. They keep on fighting hard in this one, the GRIQUAS, but just missing out. They get the bonus point, though, in the end. And also the handicap is 10 points. Which team would you be sliding for there? Says Vincent. I would say, or the next one. Oh, it's a tough one. I'd say it wouldn't be a... something's telling me the Western Province are going to try and make this one close, but there's also a part of me that's saying that it could end up being maybe the Bulls being able to run away with it. But I'm going to say Western Province keep it within 10. We're going to go. But please do not bet huge money on that, because I'm normally wrong. One more point should draw the match. So I says Michelle, and it makes you wonder if they didn't take the 3 earlier on and they decided instead at that moment to go for the 7, how different this game could have been at that point in time as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Like I mentioned, that is the link that takes you straight over to our next live stream. We are going to be covering the game between the Western Province and the Bulls that is coming up. We may even start a little bit earlier than we were anticipating, because of the fact that we are certainly finishing this game a little bit earlier than anticipated as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Hope you did enjoy the live stream. If you are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We've got plenty more content coming in the future for the URC, the Currie Cup, the South African 7 side of it as well. Also the Rugby Championship, you name it, we're covering it for the South Africans. So thank you all very much for tuning in, and we will see you all